Hello, hello, and welcome to the Trials of Bhaal here on Encounter Roleplay. Like I said, today we're going to be rolling some dice, playing through the Trials of Bhaal. But first, we're going to go around to cast and crew and figure out who everybody is and what character you're playing. So why don't we start with Madam Gandalf? She's one of our cast members. Hey, how you doing? Oh, you're muted. Wait. Just kidding. Yep, we're having a little bit of a mic issue. We'll come back to Madam Gandalf, I've no doubt, while she kind of resets and plays with that. Let's actually move over to Pangalactic, who, of course, is our other cast member. How are you today, friend?
How funny would it be if I was muted as well? That's a great start. Hello, I'm great. I'm really happy to be here. I'm Galactic, not Madam Gandalf, and I didn't expect to be talking quite so soon.
And what character do you play?
I am playing Darak, the half-elven dwarf who's had enough of this shit.
Yeah, well, he's in for a treat today. Awesome. I'm so excited. And let's move right along. I'm gonna make my screen bigger so I can read it. Let's move to, I'm gonna start to my right. Sorry, I've stretched everything out. Now I can see it. G. Briggs, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good. I'm Jeanette. Yes, and I play on PowerScore RPGs games usually, but I'm here for some fun. I'm gonna play Nornan Bloodwater today. He's a Furblog druid character. So.
Ooh, and how in fact did this this druid manage to get into Bhaal's realm?
So he died fighting a tribe of bugbears that were trying to infringe on his tribe's land, and he ended up getting killed by the tribe's leader.
Oh, sad day. Such a sad day. And we'll move right along over to Potato Hollow. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing fine, yes. I'm playing Savinius Stockwell, a halfling cleric with 1 point in rogue.
Halfling cleric
that point in rogue
with a single point in rogue.
Yes, that point in rogue is very, very important. Because that's how he died.
Oh, I see. All right.
Yeah, he stole from they went and did a dungeon, and he stole all the treasure, and he ran, and they caught him like a year later and killed him.
Oh, the dreaded catching. Nice, awesome. Well, we're excited you're here today. And moving right on over. Oh, it is working! Hi, I hear your recording.
Finally.
Madam Gandalf, actually, that's perfect. We'll hop back over. How are you today?
I am exhausted and having electric issues. But hey, we're here. We've got some great Trials of Bhaal, and I'm excited to see how my soul can be crushed any further for Ari. How Ari's soul can be crushed any further.
You're a mother now, like a...
Not mine.
Yeah, no, you have to...
Yeah, it's the most soul-crushing thing of them all for Ari. Motherhood.
Awesome.
But,
Motherhood.
She's really been kind of growing and changing a bit over the Trials of Bhaal. She started looking out for a little bit more than herself, and I think that's something that scares even her. So I'm really excited to see where this all might end up now that she's full-on mother.
That's true, and I want to think you were also propositioned by Bhaal himself. We'll come back to you.
To join. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. And let's move right over to Evan. How are you today?
Good, how are you? I'm playing Major Evermore. He is an Eladrin warlock. He died because he's like a combat medic in the war against the Shatterkai. And he was... basically, he was like trying to resuscitate a body that they brought back from the war that was had a glowing sigil, and it blew up, and that was the last he remembers.
Oh, well, aren't you in for a treat? And last but certainly not least, our favorite tiefling warlock is back. How are you, friend? It's good to see you.
Yeah, I am back with another time to screw the party over.
Yep, so you want to introduce your character for those at home that may not have met you the last time you were on?
My character is a tiefling warlock, Callista. She have a lot more spells than normal warlocks, and he just wants her life back. pretty much. They don't care about the party.
Oh, well, we'll see how you fend through today, since you're all about getting that life back. Well, now that we have gone around to cast and crew, and we have met everybody, we've heard everybody's characters, I want to remind you guys of a few important things, which is, in fact, our sponsors. Sponsors make these shows possible, and we want to thank Fantasy Grounds, who is the virtual tabletop of choice here on ERP. All of the beautiful maps and roles you see that we're doing on the show tonight are using Fantasy Grounds, so you can check them out for free at fantasygrounds.com. Finally, you can also get all your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and you can get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer, and even 40k minis for 20% off. So, let's see, there, somebody's already dropped it in. Hit those links right there in chat and you can check out these awesome opportunities and get some pretty cool stuff. And I have to remind you, you can also interact with today's game. So, if you haven't followed yet, follow ERP. We all love them. Follow them. When you hit that follow button and we get 20 followers, there's actually a viewer decision that gets to happen where you, as the audience, decide something that happens next in our game. And the same goes for retweets. So that link just dropped. When we hit 20 retweets, we'll have another viewer decision. And of course, you can always donate to affect the game, which I think we have even a few players here today that like to donate to affect games and have made quite a few interesting things happen this season. So you too can be that person. You can give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and I've even heard there's a Shia LaBeouf somewhere that can be given. So, like the worst possible things, they're coming. So yeah, make sure to donate, make sure to retweet, and make sure to follow. Now, we got all the business out of the way. And it's time to jump into the third to last episode of the trials. We have 3 left. Things are winding down, and Bhaal's plan has finally really begun to move in the direction he wanted. Actually, thanks in fact to our own Finbar. But let's go over what happened I say last week. I was at Gen Con last week, but the last trials game, which I think was 2 weeks ago. We had a little strange side quest. We answered a few questions about what happened to Ari when she went missing, as Bhaal's personality exploded across this realm. And while our other adventurers were out trying to recover the pieces of Bhaal's psyche, it was Ari, in fact, that was having to deal with her own psyche. And last week, we dove deep into kind of a strange dream sequence. Actually, part of Ari's family. We met her mother and father and a sister that didn't really exist. And there were a strange series of sleepover trials, as all of our viewers and all of our players on the game were turned into adolescent versions of themselves. And they played through a series of kind of creepy sleepover games. The usual. But as Ari begins to come out of this dream, where we know, actually, I think you killed your mother and your sister in that game? yeah. Well, just said it. We killed kids. We did.
A lot of pent-up aggression,
Yeah, it was kind of, it was that thing. But as you begin to come out of your sleep, you are beginning to be awakened by this roaring sound of children crying, babies specifically, just wailing small children, and the sound of your own voice echoed across a giant chasm of pain. As you awake and look to your left, you see 2 Derricks, and to your right, for about as far as you can see, is a giant chamber filled with replicas of yourself. Hundreds of Aris giving birth.
Oh.
Nice quiet room then.
Not quite the glamorous image I was initially expecting.
Yeah, just really perfect. And you can see the floor is covered in everything. Blood after birth, and all of the nurses in their white gowns now soaking from the floor up, almost staining their white gowns red, are carrying all the fetuses that have ripped and eaten their way out of all of these Aris. Same thing is true for Derek. You look to the left. He has also given birth. You can't miss Ari. She's to your right, as well as your evil twin, because
of course.
You had an evil, because you have an evil twin from way back. I think that was a viewer decision too. And the both of you, lay there almost catching your breath, as you can see where you've been stitched up. Something has definitely ripped its way out of you. But neither of you are pregnant. anymore. And you hear this. Oh, well, you know what? I'll give you both a second to take that moment in.
Yes!
I've never been
I can see my feet again. I can see my feet again.
You can, in fact. And it's
Hello,
actually,
toes. I've missed you.
as you guys are celebrating, the only people in this chamber celebrating, for the record. Everybody else is like weeping and sobbing and dying.
That's how we know who the real ones are.
That's how we know who Ari is. You hear this click, 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 click of feet walking your direction. And Ari, out of your peripheral vision, you're the first one to see, it looks like Finbar.
Ari's going to be a little cautious at first, but she's going to go up to him and like, oh, Finbar, why are there not multiple duplicates of you in here? If anything, it would lighten up the whole room.
He grins this very sly, kind of coy grin, and looks down at you and says, "Oh, Ari," like pats your head. "You're so beautiful. Have you thought about my proposition?"
Oh, I get it. You're not actually Finbar.
Well, of course not. Finbar is indisposed at the moment.
Let me ask you something. Did we ever have a chance of getting back to the real world, or has this all been just a game for you to toy with us and play with our emotions and just give us that slight bit of hope that you could use your chess pieces a little bit longer?
He smiles again. It did start as just a distraction, but you see, the two of you and he touches down his own chest, and Finbar brought something interesting to this place. Challenge. And along with you, I decided to step up my own game. And then when Finbar, of course, I realized how large his ego was and I could use it to power my reincarnation. It was
His ego
all
is
set.
pretty big.
It was a large ego. Trust me, I had to swallow it. And he reaches down one more time and says, "You could come with me, be my queen in the mortal realm, take all of our children with us." And you see just hundreds of these like strange, grotesque baby fetus things that clearly are not, don't even look like they're done baking in the oven, being taken away to wherever their next like harvesting process is. And he says, "You can also refuse, but..."
What would happen, should I say, maybe later?
He says, "Well, only a few days remain, Ari, but I shall let you think longer. Until then, all of you are in my way. I shall send you to the menagerie. I think our daughter will love to play with you." And he snaps his fingers, and when he does, Derek and Ari, something strange begins to happen. The two of you start to shrink, even Derek, in size. Not just height, but everything starts to... till you're not bigger than a doll. And you stand on this like disgusting slab, the world around you even larger. A giant fake Finbar basically stands on you. And one of the nurses comes up and he gestures to her. And you hear his voice now booming because of your size. "Take them to the menagerie." And she like scoops you guys up and walks you down the hall. It's quite a while you're in her hands. You can hear her shoes click, 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 click.
A bite of fingers.
You bite her fingers. She presses down. Yeah, she presses down. It goes, ah. And you see she's huge, right? She picks you up by the collar. I'm sure you're squiggling and squirming in your pink dress, which now fits probably because you're not pregnant.
It's a bit stretched on the middle.
Stretch.
She's got like a little baggy bit.
Yeah, she's got you up, right? And she picks Ari up, and she's got both of you kind of by the shirt collar, and you're dangling there in your small form. And she enters this bright space, and you're not sure if it's actually bright or if it's just your tiny little eyes trying to adjust, but you can't quite make everything out. And she walks over to something and puts you inside of it. As you come to what might be considered solid ground, there's rocks and stones that cover the floor of it. There's plants, you think, all around you, maybe kind of, sort of, and you can't see very far. The sun beats down upon you, and she looks over and says, "She'll be here shortly," and walks off. It's about this time, it's actually Callista, Savinos, that's not an M, that's an R, isn't it? Nornan and Major, all of you are also basking under just vibrant light. I'm actually gonna say that, let's say Major, Callista's been on his own little trek through this place since the last time we saw him, but Savinos, Nornan, and Major, you guys have been here a while into this place. You're not really sure where or what it is, but you do know it is devastatingly infected with monsters of all sorts. They're everywhere. It's like a holding facility for them. You found the exterior wall of this place once before. It's glass, thick, impenetrable, unbreakable, very tall glass, and it has a lid on it. And you've not been able to escape. Now the four of you have found each other somehow. Callista maybe was brought here after his strange little endeavor trying to retrieve the ego. And right in front of you guys watch through the brush as Ari and Derek are basically dropped into this terrarium with you.
Oh no, it's you guys again.
Are we all the same size?
Mm-hmm. Tiny.
Well,
you have all your stuff.
But we saw like a
armor
giant
and
hand drop them though, right?
Basically like reach in and just
like with Polly Pockets.
Yeah, basically.
This is an interesting development we have here.
Indeed. Wasn't expecting to see you again for one.
And I didn't expect to see you guys again either.
Have we met this one before?
Yes, I helped you retrieve that half-elf's ego.
Oh,
and by
sorry,
retrieve,
I've
he
died
also.
since then. I can't remember.
I don't remember anything every time I die.
You all look the same to me by now.
I find that racist.
That's fine.
I stand up
At
out
this
of the
point.
bushes to 7.5 feet tall and go, "Do I even look the same?" And I look at everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're still
all
tall.
right. Okay. I sit back down in the bushes.
Why all of you are kind of having this conversation, and now that you can definitely tell the nurse that brought them in, carried them in, has left whatever this space is. You could hear her giant footsteps exiting. Why don't all of you just roll me a perception? If you have a, yeah, roll me a perception. Let's start there.
Famously perceptive Darak.
Wow, gang. Wow.
Well, I have a 16 total on that with a +4.
I like
Okay,
how
a 16
perceptive you are from the bush.
Okay.
You have a
How
12.
about this? Let's just say this: passive perception. If you've got a passive perception that exceeds 15. Anybody? Nope.
Gonna be a cleric if anyone.
Wait.
All right.
Nope, mine's 14.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
14.
Well, we're gonna give it then to
14.
Callista. You rolled the highest. So
I
you guys
rolled
are kind of.
15. Didn't I?
Oh, you rolled
Or
a
no,
15.
12.
Okay. Yeah, no. So you guys roll. You begin to hear something. Your senses heighten, and maybe it's probably because you know this sound before. You've probably been here a few days, maybe a week, though time is very strange here. and your warlock senses or your tiefling senses kick in, if you would, and you turn to look and you hear that sound. If you were larger, it'd be the sound of pitter-patter of little feet. But at your current size, it sounds like a giant running your direction. You hear somebody basically bang a door open, and this is when all of you can turn and look. You can't see through all of the plants here and all around you, but whatever it is closer, and the whole of what you're standing in shakes as giant hands latch onto the rim and look down, and it is the giant face of a child, a little girl.
Oh no. This is
Does it
bad.
look like anyone here? Because that'd be weird.
Oh, it does. It so does,
good.
Major. Something about the half-elf that was just dropped in your cage, her face is just so similar. As if maybe this child was older, it would look like Ari.
I just can't put mage armor on myself.
Oh, they grow up so fast.
And the
I
child
don't
goes,
know how that baby came out.
"New playthings!" She can't be more than like 4, maybe 5. Ooh, yeah, kill them! And you see her ungrasp the edge of the ledge.
There will be
and walk
no
away.
killing of me today.
Oh,
Definitely my
Lord.
child.
You are very to burst your bubble. There. Large child.
She doesn't hear you. Your voice is just.
Oh goodness.
I'm gonna look at
I'm gonna
Ari and
run.
say, "Where? I run after her. Where are you going? Who is that?"
If she is anything like I was as a child, and she says kill, you might want to join me in this running.
Okay, and I
Operation
run
Coward.
after her.
I won.
So it sounds like Derek, Ari, and Nornan are on the run. What do the
Same.
other 3 of you do? Yeah, you want to
I'm
pick
also
up and run with them?
My stubby little feet are following them.
Yeah, we can run.
Major's like, all right, I guess I run. You guys are up
Don't
and
feel like
like
you have to.
moving, yeah. And you guys are kind of running. Everybody just make me an athletics roll to make sure you don't fall on your face. Because running's
Oh,
not terribly
Lordy.
hard, but it is hard. Okay,
23.
Derek.
Oh
makes it.
God!
Oh. Make sure you add those modifiers and call your number out to me.
Athletics. Athletics is -1.
7?
Damn it!
No one.
I got a dirty 20.
I won you.
Damn it!
I can
Alright, so
for sure
I got
that
a
she goes on
0.
you first.
we're gonna say it's actually your cleric, it's the halfling. You guys are up and running, and something trips the halfling. And you hear Sabinos just plant face first into the ground.
Whoa!
And when you do this, Sabinos, you realize something very strange, that the ground that you just landed face first in is made of rock. And you can even pick one up. It's very strange. They're like fake and painted. They're not actual stone. They're made of a strange, they're huge in your hand, and the whole place is covered in them. You do, in fact, get a little behind in the group, just in time. For Savinos, you guys are kind of ahead of him since he tripped and fell. You hear something touch down on the ground behind you.
I keep running. I'm not looking back.
I'm gonna be running.
All right, so you get back up. You manage to recover. Like I said, the other crew is way ahead of you. Ari, how far do you run? Since you were kind of leading the group.
It's my card.
In looking around, is there any sort of like a mouse hole or something like that in which we could hide in?
So you're trying to find like a side wall, or like, because right now it just feels like brush around you.
Yeah.
You're just kind of in like almost like a fake jungle, really. So you're gonna have to run for quite a while, and before you know it, you're like, oh look, it's a gunk. You hit a piece of glass. Yeah.
I thought you knew where you were going.
And she's just gonna kind of
yeah,
like
the
at this
wall-
moment where she bashes against the fuck.
Yeah, the wall is just this glass stuff. We can't break it.
Yeah, I was hoping that you knew something that I didn't.
All right.
When Sabina catches up and says that I was hoping there was, that I did it, you guys too also hear that something's coming up behind you, feet crunching through the rock bottom.
I want to try to jump into the brush and hide in my big 7-foot form.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to hide, just roll me a stealth. We can see if you can find a place to like actually do that.
Stealth. Oh yes, yes. I want to do this.
Yes.
I got a 17.
A 17. Okay. That's definitely enough for you to hide.
I'm gonna cast darkness.
Wow.
Damn it! 11.
Wow. You guys tried to hide.
That was horrible.
I was about to say, you guys like are like, ooh, a tree, and jump to hide, and then when you hide behind it, the whole thing like pulls out of the ground. It's on like a base. It's all fake, and you're just like,
how am I rolling all these ones?
Can I quickly cast Sanctuary on myself?
Sure, you can.
I'm not hiding.
I was about to say, you don't hide, but everybody else does look like the rest of humanity.
I'm gonna cast darkness on one of my daggers.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Boom.
And just hide in that.
I was about to say, giant orb of darkness appears right in front of you guys. The space you're in is not dark. It's actually relatively like well lit. But yeah, why don't all of you roll me at this point, since you're kind of waiting it out, an insight, unless you want to take other action. What was that, Kalista?
Actually, it removes. It goes completely black for everybody if it's not. If there's not magical light shining that is stronger than a second level darkness.
Yes, but it's only a sphere of like what, 20 feet, right? It doesn't like turn. It doesn't turn the lights out. It's a 15-foot sphere around you. So there's like what, 7.5 feet on either side of you, and it's like a sphere that encompasses you. And what
actually, it's 15-foot radius. So from the point of the middle to the edge, it's 15 foot.
Okay, but it's still encompassed. It doesn't like turn all the other lights out. So if they're not within 15 feet of you, they're not encompassed in the darkness. They just see an orb of darkness appear around you.
I got 20-foot insight, by the way.
I was about to say, yeah, and they can absolutely see this like sphere of darkness, the magical darkness that appears. Let's see. So anybody else? Okay, what did we roll for insight? Let's get those insight checks.
17 for me.
Oh, insight.
I got a 9 somehow.
Maybe it's just your extended amount of time in here, Nornan. But you're beginning. And maybe yours too, Kalista, as you're sitting there in the darkness and you're like thinking this whole situation through, and that sound of the ever encroaching footsteps grows louder. The two of you begin to piece things together, and both of you are pretty sure you might in fact be inside a terrarium.
Oh, now we're the fish.
You might in fact be inside. Yeah, there's just no water yet.
Oh. Yeah. I take out my decanter of endless water. I could fix that.
So the terrarium into an aquarium.
I love that so much. Are there any other actions you guys want to take? I will say that Nornan is hidden.
Well, in the dark, I want to cast mage armor on myself. Just to be sure.
Smart. Yeah, so you are definitely, you can't see what's in it. Whatever it's coming is not going to be able to see you inside the orb of darkness, so they can see the entirety of the orb. And you definitely, you guys see something inside gives off that tingle of magic. Kalista.
Can I ready an attack if something jumps out?
Sure. Do you want to set? Yeah, you want to like set up for it?
Yeah, just like
behind a bush or something. Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna stand there.
Yeah,
I'm not hiding.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Anybody else want to
in order to make myself more tree-like, Nornan's going to cast bark skin on itself.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
I'll do it.
Yeah, every time. Let's see. So, excuse me. There is something very large running your direction. It's parting the trees. And you begin to hear this giant and a giggle that, like I said, might sound like a little girl's giggle if you were larger. And as she's on the other side of the glass and it echoes through as whatever it is gets ever closer. As you guys all take these last moments to hide, prep yourself, long darkness and mage armor. It is about that time that these fake trees that are just stuck really in the ground come bursting out. And a giant awakened tree is the only thing you know to call it. Steps out. And it looks angry. You're all here.
I'm angry I'm here, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'm angry. We're all on the same page, man. It's no big deal. And you know what? Just
Ari's
for the hell of it,
get behind the druid and be like, "You do tree things."
What?
And sure enough, Nornan, if you actually wanted to roll a nature as this thing appears, and try to run through maybe your knowledge, we can learn a little bit more about it. Yeah, that tree is woke AF. You are correct.
All right, Nornan gets an 18 on his nature check for this tree.
This is, in fact, this is considered a huge plant. It is still a plant, though it's awakened. So it usually takes very powerful magic to awaken a plant of this kind. Most average people can, or most average spellcasters can awaken shrubs pretty easily, but to have an awakened tree is a pretty big deal. And because it's awakened by somebody, more than likely it has a pretty, it's been given sentience to complete a task. So it won't stop until it has done that. And there seems to be one, and about the time you're still kind of hidden and you recognize it, you're like, uh-oh, something else happened. Something begins to crawl all over it as a herd of baboons jump forth and ride on its trees, and a lot of them, basically all 4 of them, as they jump from the tree and will attack.
Oh no!
Ooh, can I get that ready to attack off if they're anywhere near me?
Yes, this would be the perfect time. Would you like to baseball bat a baboon?
Absolutely, I would.
Try saying that sentence several times in a row.
God, that's
right?
terrible. That's an 8 to hit.
And a 2, no. It basically bounds off. You take the swing and it like bounds off of your weapon towards the next person. So we are going to roll initiative. So everybody give me a good initiative roll here.
Let's see, my initiative is 4.
Right.
Okay.
And oh man, it looks to me like we've got police is going to be going first.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Damn it!
He's gonna
So
go first.
close.
I'm rolling so damn low today.
That's all right. So let's see. It looks like Potato Hollow, you've got the higher dex there for Savinius.
Mine's a 22.
I got an 11. That doesn't fun.
My dex is 18.
Oh, so 22 for Ari. Did I get that right?
No, for me.
Yeah, so
21
Oh, for
Ari.
your. So for
Yeah,
the
mine's
2
plus
people
3.
that rolled, that 2 rolled 12. So that would be Nornan and Savinius. You guys tied on the 12, but we're gonna take the person with the higher modifier. So he'll go next at. So we'll say 12-1, 12-2. Okay. And Major, what'd you roll in your total number for me?
22.
22. Okay, so you actually go first. So it will be Major first, Ari second, and you guys rolled killer on these numbers. Callista third. It will then be Derek. You rolled pretty bad. Oh, you rolled 14. No, you rolled great. Okay,
no,
so
11. That's disadvantage.
I wondered why you were twice.
Yeah.
Okay, so Derek, you'll get the last slot, unfortunately, of the lineup. Savinius fourth, Nornan fifth, and our lovely Derek sixth. And just for the fun of it, we've got to roll for 4 baboons and never thought I'd say that. I got to roll for 4 baboons and a awakened tree. So they have. So I'm just gonna roll once for all the baboons. Baboons
Just D&D
get-
things.
Just D&D things. Baboons get a 13, so they're gonna go right before Derek.
Right before me.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. You're totally correct. So they rolled a 13, and then following
A
that.
resplendent offering.
Ooh, somebody's throwing things our way. The last one will be the awakened tree, and it's going to get actually a -2.
Oh. Well,
Oh,
to everybody.
All right, so why don't we do
Grant.
this? You guys, let's go ahead and take a second. We'll say maybe the appearance of these baboons in the tree have awakened something in all of you. So I'm going to have all of you roll your wild magic surge now so that Will can take a chance to get that together while I do my D10,000. Oh, the tree gets a wild magic surge. Did you say everybody or the tree?
Everybody and the DM.
Oh god. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll say D10,000. So what I'm gonna do quickly is just show you guys what it looks like. So you can see there, right? Type /die D10,000. Okay. I'm sure the ambient Finbar voice will look it up for us. Oh.
8,209 for me.
Why didn't Ari's do it? There it is. Okay, good.
Because I did backslash instead of /.
So let me. Yep. I can quick look these up if I need to. This Will's already doing it. He'll probably message me. All right. So, chat. Thank you. So there it is. And then once again, he's dropped them in chat. So we're gonna take a look at these, see how they do. As he does that. So the first one, Wild Magic Surge for Derek. Any magic currently affecting the caster is suppressed until dawn.
Oh no.
Oh.
That's my sanctuary gone.
Yep. Gone. Suppressed now until dawn. 5019, which was Callista. You're gonna get target asserts that they'll combust if she draws her weapon too fast. So you are officially decided you can draw your weapon, but don't do it too fast. Because you may combust.
Because that's what I use darkness on.
That's true. It's already drawn. So as long as it stays drawn, you can't possibly combust.
I will always be in darkness if I hold it.
Let's see, 8209. So that would be Savinius. All dwarves within 10 miles have orange skin and green hair.
Nice.
Well, Derek.
Good luck,
yeah, Derek.
Well, Derek.
Orange skin and green hair. I like that.
You're so scared that your hair changes color and your skin changes color. Does that make you think
that is awesome?
I'm pretty sure that makes you an Oompa
I'm pretty sure it does.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, what about Lollipop Hammer?
Oh yeah, sure. We can still say you made that lollipop hammer. Why not? Next up is 8979. This would be
you.
The tree. Oh, what was my number? I'm so confused. Okay, anybody nearby with an axe is desperate to fell the nearest tree.
Irony! Irony!
Right? So I can't believe that's actually the freaking truth. But anyone nearby with an axe is desperate to fell the nearest tree. So start chopping away, peeps, because clearly anybody nearby with an axe, which is Derek, you have an axe, right? Or do you have a maul?
No, I have a maul.
Oh.
Maul and a warhammer.
1731. That's Evan. Evan, Major thinks that he's invulnerable while he's invisible. Which seems like a pretty good statement, I'm gonna be honest.
Just going to darkness is pretty much invisible.
And last, certainly not least for Ari, target is water skin is filled with hot pepper sauce. And 7944, did I miss that one? Did I miss it? Did we not run it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so
be Norman.
So for Ari, one more time, your water skin is now filled with hot pepper sauce.
Excellent.
I was about to say, I'll quick run this one because I think we just missed with so many wild magic surges. Thanks, chat.
Give us more.
Keeping us on our toes. Gotta pull it.
I want to see more.
I honestly, love the chaos.
All right, and yours says, when you next spill blood, your clothes are now soaked in it.
Ooh, interesting.
So, we may have to just play a little bit on that. Okay, so everybody, basically, as this tree appears and these baboons off of them to come grab you all, basically, something happens. And this wild magic energy, which tends to be a pretty regular thing now in Bhaal's dominion, surges through you. You're not sure if it's his unexplained magical energy or the fact that, you're really kind of supposed to be dead, but you're not. But something happens. All of a sudden, the dwarf next to you turns orange and green. Everybody gets these strange urges, some of them to kill and chop wood, others of them, you know, you do you, right?
Cannot draw any weapons.
Say what? Yeah, don't draw. Yeah, you go, I can't draw any weapons. I can't draw any weapons. And you guys all have your, like, single second as these baboons are like, slow motion through the air, ready to attack. So first up, it is going to be Major. This is true. At least the baboons weren't wielding axes. Though nobody wants a baboon to wield an axe. So Major.
You want my familiar to go the same time as me, or do you want me to roll for it?
Yeah, it can go on your turn. That's usually the easiest thing to do.
Okay. So yeah, I will. I mean, how close are we to everybody? Like 30 feet?
So I would say the baboons are actively flying at your face. So they're going to be within about 10 feet of you at this point, because next round they will land on all of you. The tree's a little bit farther. It's more like about 30.
Okay, I will dart backwards, and as I'm doing it, I'll send my familiar Elidel, which is an owl, towards the tree, and I will guiding bolt the tree.
Ooh, okay, cool. Make it happen.
Oh my god. Plus
what's it?
13.
So that's your advantage. 13, I'm afraid, does not hit the tree.
Yikes, that's bad.
Oh shit.
Actually, it does hit the tree. I lied. 13 is its natural armor. Yep, because it's not wearing any armor, so it does hit. So I wanted to double check.
Okay, so 66 radiant. And then I gotta do one more. So 20.
Nice. So 20 points. Man, and it feels it. You guys watch as... You want to explain what your bolt looks like as it comes down?
Sure, yeah. I think it's kind of like he sprints back and then turns quickly and sticks out his hand, and you see it just... You know, this light illuminate just straight into the tree's chest.
Yeah, and you guys see it kind of like light up. Pretty much everybody but Callista, who's you know, in the ball of darkness, though you hear it for sure. And the baboons have a moment midair, like, ah, not good, as they continue to fall rapid pace. Next up is going to be Ari.
Ari is going to attempt to wrangle at least one of the baboons.
Okay. How would you like to wrangle the baboon?
Do I happen to have any sort of adventurous things, like maybe like rope or anything like that, or am I like
pretty much like bind the monkey up or the baboon up?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it is mid-air. It's kind of like it was like jumping at you. So we'll say that one of them easily lands in front of you. You're gonna need to basically you're gonna have to tackle it. So
tackle a baboon. Okay.
Tackle the baboon. Tackle the shit out of the baboon.
Cool.
Ari, the baboon wrangler. Yeah. So why don't you make me an athletics, and we're gonna do it against its athletics, which is not very good.
Cool. Mine isn't very good either.
Oh, and the baboon rolled that 20. You reach for it, and like, and it like jumps on to your back, like it's just too dexterous for you to grab hold of. It seems to be giving you a run for your money there, baboon wrangler.
I'm just adding many things to my title at this point.
Yeah, right. So any movement you want to take? That was kind of your action.
I will chase after this one baboon.
Okay. You guys watch as Ari starts like, come here, as it starts kind of like running around crazy. We'll say that you're chasing after it, but it's kind of hopping in circles. And that moves us right along to Callista. How would you like to proceed?
Well, I'm a perfect resistant to just high through this combat, and everybody else do.
You technically could do that.
Yeah, but to save myself some trouble, I wanna pair an action to, if I feel anybody get close enough for Wayne to touch, I will use Shocking Grasp on them. Okay,
so if they like enter the darkness bubble.
Yeah, if I can, know they are in the range of touch. So 5
Okay,
feet.
cool. Yeah. 5 feet, yeah. None of them right now seem to be too interested in your darkness. I think that you have actually surprisingly convinced them all that you're not there.
I'm just gonna be sure.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. Well, you can even say, like, if something touches you in it, we'll even hold your turn so you can make direct action.
But as long as as I said, as long as I know there's somebody in range of anybody, because I don't see them, I use some quest on them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll just say for now, yeah, we'll definitely say if one of them enters into your space, we'll get them. We'll make sure you get that like extra attack or that held attack for them. Cool. It's actually now the tree's turn. Who rolled a 16 in combat, or in initiative order, and this tree is not happy at this major. So it's gonna get to do a couple things. It gets a slam attack, and you guys watch as this tree like grabs its fist and goes to bring them down onto the top of this warlock's head. This'll be fun.
It's what you want to hear, you DM, so.
I know, 14 to hit. Does that hit you? Okay. You guys, he goes to bring it down, and it's either his depth perception, or the fact that you're a little too dexterous, and he goes, you feel it shake the ground, Callista, inside as it rattles literally all the strange rocks at the bottom. And you once again hear the little girl like squeal in joy as it attempts to smash you, but does miss its turn. It is now the baboon's turn. One of them is chasing Ari. The first baboon is going to simply bite at Ari. So we're going to get an attack on Ari here. First attack is a 13 hit. Probably not. Oh, you're muted.
No, it just doesn't.
Okay, I didn't think it did, but I wanted to make sure. And the next ones are kind of falling from the sky. The first one's actually going to jump at Savinius, and it's going to try to like latch onto you like a monkey, basically, and make a bite attack. And it doesn't add a 5. That is just a sad, sad day. The next one falls out of the sky and is going to try to attack Derek, who is now drawn to thanks to his brightly colored skin and hair. At a 16?
Yep, just hits.
Oh, baboon bite! It's okay, it really doesn't do that much damage. It actually does negative damage. These are the worst critters ever. They really are. It does 0 damage. You feel, you're not sure if it's your orange skin or what it is, but as it goes to bite into you, it's just too thick for it to like get a hold of you, and it's like, and it keeps like trying to bite, but it's just like all your armor and stuff's like too thick. It doesn't do any damage, even though it actually gets a bite off on you. And then last but certainly not least is the last falling baboon, and it's like, and it is headed straight for the orb of darkness, and this monkey falls out of the sky and smashes into your face, Callista, allowing you your attack as it tumbles. Yeah.
Oh, okay. How much? That is okay. Plus 7.
You can't quite see it, but you can smell it as a baboon punches you in the face, basically from the sky. Oh yeah, that's a hit.
Almost. Okay.
Yeah. Explain to me how you kill this baboon. No, you won't. Not from involuntary. It was more like it was trying to stop when it realized what was happening. You actually killed it in this first attack. So, how do you kill the baboon?
As soon as I feel it, I just react with my one free hand, since I'm still holding that. Just put my hand onto it, just zap. Just feel this. Electricity went through me, and it through my hand and into it.
So you guys watch as he does this. It puts so much magical.
Still dark.
Yeah, can't see it. You like reach in the emptiness for whatever hit you in the face. You guys, the rest of you, I'll say, watch as the magical energy literally projectiles this monkey from the darkness. It's just like so much magical energy in such a small creature, and this baboon like as it comes like spitting out from this darkness orb. You're not sure what Callista did to it, but he killed it. That monkey or that baboon goes silent when it hits the ground. And you hear the little girl go, "No!" Very upset that you've killed one of her baboons. Those are the baboons' turns, and now we continue down the order to Savinius.
Yes, I'm going to cast command on this baboon that's trying to scratch my face.
Okay.
Command.
What are you commanding this baboon? I'll be interested. What does it have to roll for that? That's a wisdom?
Wisdom saving DC of 14.
I mean, it's just a baboon. Oh, but it is the smartest baboon that has ever babooned.
Damn it!
And it's like as you try to command it, it turns around and shows you its giant red baboon hiney. And taunts you.
Nothing is going right for Savinius today.
Do you want to take any movement action, or is that all you would like to do with your?
Yeah, I'm going to move away.
Okay,
by
you put some distance.
20 feet.
Okay, you put some distance between you and the monkey as it like taunts you with its hiney, its giant red butt. You are able to like sneak away without the attack of opportunity and put some distance between it. Next up is Nornan. What you're kind of been hiding in the bush. Nobody knows you're there.
Nornan's gonna pop up and pop up and stand up to my full height, and then I am going to launch some flames at the giant tree. It seems more dangerous than these tiny monkeys. Do I have advantage because it didn't see me?
Yeah, we'll say, yeah, why not? You can take advantage because it didn't see
And the
you.
guiding bolt, too, so...
Yeah, and the guiding bolt as well,
Right.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yep. Alright, so let's see how this works. So that's going to be a 24 to hit with my
That is
flame.
a hit. That is a serious hit. And it is vulnerable to fire.
Alright, so I will roll... So, 13 points of damage on the dice.
Did you roll? We'll go ahead. It needs to take fire damage, which I believe is a D4. So roll a D4 too.
Fire damage too? Because it's 2d8 for the produced flame spell.
It already does. Yeah, but I guess it's on fire.
Yep.
So next round, there's a storm coming. It's scary. It's very loud. We'll say next round because it's now on fire.
Okay.
It is vulnerable to it. I'll give you an additional D4 every round that you can roll of damage until it's all done. I like to do fire damage as an ongoing thing because that's how fire works. So 13 points of damage to this guy. He does not like that. You guys see, he even backs up a little bit, seeing you at your height as you rise.
And Nornan will back up a little bit away from the tree, like to put some distance between them, because he thinks he may have made it angry.
Yeah, sure. You take up. It's definitely trying to pat the fire out, so it's not even interested in you yet. And last but certainly not least is Derek.
Hello.
You have a monkey on your back.
Yeah, I do, don't I? It's not doing any harm though. So how far away from me is the tree?
I'd say about 20 feet or so.
20 feet, cool. So as a bonus action, can I cast Spiritual Weapon and I want to hit it with a giant spiritual maul that looks like a baboon's ass?
Yeah, I don't see why not. You guys watch as it like appears, and the end of the maul is 100%. That's a hit. Is 100% just this bulbous, round, plump, tiny.
So that's gonna do. Where's it gone? Nice. 12 points of force damage.
Okay.
And then for my action, this baboon on my back, can I just throw it at the tree? Just grab it and throw it at the tree.
It's kind of an improvised weapon. You're gonna need to grab it. So roll me an athletic. Just roll me a flat athletics. Just one good athletics roll, and it'll allow you to like grab it and throw it. And then we'll roll to see if it actually hits it. I would say a 14 because it's like actively like. You grab it and go to toss it. Now make the actual throw, which you'll need to do like an attack roll. So just use your strength. You're not proficient in baboon, so you can't have proficiency. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not fair. Oh, good lord.
Oh no! You toss the baboon and it goes flying right over trees. It's like
It's away from me. That's fine.
you threw it, and it goes like you guys watch as he like shotguns this baboon off into the distance. But it doesn't actually hit the tree; it just goes flying past it off into the brush. So we are in fact down a baboon.
For now.
For now. And we start over. Major, you're at kind of the bottom foot area of this tree.
Okay, I will look around to see if I can face step to somewhere where no monkeys or no baboons are.
Good man.
As my bonus action. And the tree has to make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened until the end of my turn next turn.
Oh, how wise are you, tree? It is not. 18.
Well, that is wise enough.
That is wise enough. He's just naturally wise. Yeah, he's not quite afraid of you as you phase out, and definitely to a safer place where there are no baboons.
Okay, well, I will keep running away from the trees, see if he's going to keep chasing me. And I will Eldritch Blast him, and I'll use my familiar to help me out in the first one.
Love it. Make it so.
That's 17?
17 to hit, yep.
Yeah. So the damage is 12.
Oh.
And then the second blast is only a 9, so I'm sure that misses.
So 9 does miss.
Also for the second one, let's take.
Yeah, but it doesn't go. It's not an advantage.
Yeah. It's just not an advantage. He rolled a 2 for his.
I did. Yeah, I rolled separate ones.
Yeah. The 8. So yeah, there's the 2 does definitely not hit, even probably with your spell modifier. Yeah, no, not 9, unfortunately. You guys watch as the first attack goes off, and it kind of like goes down to its knees. It's clearly extremely injured. The little girl is getting very angry. And you hear her say, "Oh, angry!" And this loud, booming, childlike voice. It's Ari's turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna continue to try and wrangle the baboon.
Okay. Make an athletics to grab him.
Cool. Come on, Ari, don't let me down, girl. Come on. Oh,
I feel like this baboon is just like running your body, and you're like trying to grab it, but you can't get your hands on it, and it's just like it's like running all over your body.
Cartoons where you go to grab it and it's suddenly on your shoulder, so you go to grab your shoulder and then it's like down around the corner, and you're like, what the?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you don't manage to grab it.
And then I still basically kind of have my movement then, right?
You would have movement. I would say you can either take movement or you can make an attack, and your grabbing would have counted as like movement. So.
Well, what if I wanted to start like intimidating it towards the girl?
You want to intimidate the girl, or you want to intimidate the baboon?
The baboon in the direction towards the girl.
Okay, how? In
like,
fact,
I want to kind of scare it to start running towards the girl.
Oh, I see. Okay. How? I gotta know how you're gonna scare it.
She'll bring out her elven haka again.
Oh. Okay. Do you say anything?
All right. In fact, no. Instead of the elven haka, what she's gonna do is she's gonna become one with monkeyhood. She's going to get down, fist down on the ground, I don't know, bare her bottom jaw of teeth a bit, and just go like, "Rah! Rah!" At it. And just start like.
Do me a favor and roll an intimidation check.
Sweet.
We're gonna get
Best
do it against this. I was about to say this. And this baboon's gonna take it's gonna do it. Yeah, so roll an intimidation. A 13. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. It's gonna roll. Alright, you beat it. It has a moment of hesitation, but maybe it's something about your stance. Just you're really channeled monkey stance, or maybe it has to do with the fact that you let out a grunt that it's never heard before. Something scares this monkey, or this baboon, and it goes ah! And like jumps off your back and hits the ground and begins running in the opposite direction away from you. You don't know where it's running, but it's running anywhere that Ari is not. To Callisto.
Oh, I have a fun thing. Thank you. You got inspired me just now.
Oh God.
I am gonna cast Tamanju. Actually, I can't pronounce the word. The one cantrip you get for being a tiefling.
I'm sorry, say that last part again. Your mic's just coming in and out.
The cantrip you get for being a tiefling, I can't remember how to pronounce it.
Surgery.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna cast that also to increase my voice to be 3 times as loud, and then I will speak infernal, like I'm chanting some demonic summoning, try and scare everybody away while I'm in this darkness.
Okay, cool. Go for it. So if you're trying to scare them, your voice gets much louder. But roll the actual Yeah, your loud gets voice. Roll the intimidation. Whoa! Okay, you do it. You guys listen as from this dark orb booms his voice. What do you say, Kalisa, in your boomiest boom voice?
The thing is, I speak in infernal. I make it sound like a chant, like, "Oh, Bhaal Almighty, come and show your wrath on these."
Oh, okay. And it booms outwards. The loudness of your voice alone splinters the tree. It cracks it, killing it instantly. The last 2 baboons, one's already running. The last one goes, and they start running in the opposite direction from actually where you all came, since you seem to have made it to one of the ends. But it is the child, in fact, that gets most upset because you scare her. And you hear the child like, ah! And she lets out a little yelp, and then you hear her go, ah! As you have hurt her feelings. And she's just, and she starts just like sobbing like a child would do. And she reaches into the tank and scoops all of you up in one fell swoop. You're now inside the hands of the small 4-year-old. And she says, "It's not nice. You're supposed to die." And she says, "Maybe you'll like..." Yep.
So she can't see us now. We're all in darkness.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. She's got this orb, and she's just, "I don't know who you are, but nobody does that to me. Maybe you'll like this better." And you hear her like walk to the other side of the room, and because you're in darkness, you guys have no idea where you are. And you guys feel the pressure of gravity as she, like, she forces you and plunges you into water. Yep. You guys get taken over.
I dispelled my darkness for that.
Yeah, and as you do so, you guys see that she has plunged you into some kind of tank of water. And she like lets you go and pulls your hand out, and you can see there is a top to it, like you can get to the surface of the water. In terms of your perspective, it's about 100 feet from top to bottom. Everything around you seems to be some kind of childlike version of what the undersea should look like. Neon stones, a strange fake mermaid castle off to a side, and to your right, you cannot miss it, there is a there seems to be a few, like I said, like a castle here, a fake little piece there, but it is the swarm of sharks at the end of the tank that catch all of your eye. Yay. You guys watch as she like presses her face up against the glass. She's like, "You're gonna die now!"
How long did it
silence on her?
And she's like,
Can I wild shape into a reef shark?
"You sure can." Yeah, Drew.
Okay, I'm a
grab
shark.
onto the reef shark.
You like grab hold of.
Sorry, go on.
That's it. You grab hold as. Are you going somewhere? Or are you just changing, Druid?
I will change and I will start to swim away from the group of food. So,
I see.
Moving away.
Okay, so you start to like gingerly swim towards your kind of troop of sharks. Derek, what were you gonna say?
Is there like a little clam that's opening and closing and letting little bubbles of air out?
Sure.
Can I go and get in a bubble of air? Like
You guys watch as Derek in his like orange and green form like swims over. I imagine you laying like all, you know, goddess style inside the clam. And every time it closes, you don't see Derek, and every time it opens, he's in a new like sexy position. You're able to swim over. The sharks have noticed all of you, though they're not sure what to do with you yet. It's the swimming shark, the other one that's coming towards them. As you get close, one of them speaks to you, Norton, and it says, "You are not one of us."
No, I'm new.
Did you bring food? We like food.
Maybe that way, and I flip my fin back that way. I'm trying to cover up the whoever grabbed onto my.
Oh yeah,
side.
Major hanging from the end. You hear Major hanging there, like you see that she's clearly like face to face with them, and they're they're like swimming and doing that thing sharks do, and they're like, there's nothing really happening. They're just like.
I cast fly on myself.
Fly?
Yeah, on myself.
Okay. You begin to how high do you? I mean, how high can you fly?
60 feet. Actually, the task gains a speed of 60 feet, flying speed, so I can just fly once for as long in for 10 minutes. I can fly as one for 60 feet.
So you are underwater, so I'm probably going to cut that in half because you're getting the drag of being underwater. Flying doesn't usually work underwater. So let's say this. Norton is having this conversation with the rest of the sharks, and you guys watch as Callista casts something on herself and begins to like levitate or float a little bit, even lighter. Is fly a verbal? It's true too. It's a verbal. So you.
I can be underwater because one of my invocations.
That's true.
That gift of the depths. I can. I don't work. Though I could. You know what? I'm just gonna nice cast as a free thing for me that does cost spell slot. Once per day I can do it. I'm casting on all the current ones with me of the party members. Kind of cast so they also can breathe underwater.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you want beautiful, and it encompasses everybody. You guys have that moment. Even Derek's still in pose, and it's almost like you have grown a set of gills. The water cycles through, no problem. Now we kind of skip back over, and you guys watch as this happens. As you're able to take a breath of fresh air, which is good because next round you guys are going to have to make that check. Norton is face to face with these sharks, and the whole bunch of sharks turn their little shark heads with their beady eyes, and they all look your direction. Norton, you watch as they all start to eyeball the group like lunch.
I want to make myself look
Norton
as
just
unappetizing as
swims.
possible.
I just keep swimming there, like.
Just do a big loop so we can
I'm not
cover
gonna stop
behind.
him.
Yeah, guys, so it's for us.
I don't know. They might taste bad.
They all like stop because they started swimming. They all stop kind of as a school. And they're like, what do you mean tastes bad?
I don't know. Dwarf spoils real early.
Is that one of them leans over and goes, is that why it's orange?
Probably.
That's true.
That's canon now.
And yeah, it's canon now. One of the sharks goes, yeah, don't eat the one. He's got his legs all weird. He's very not tasteful at all. He's such a non-tasteful dwarf. So what? Usually when the god comes and they all kind of look out the tank and the little girl's like she's like smiling and excited about the idea of it, like you guys getting eaten by sharks. And they all kind of look at her and they say, when she comes, she brings food.
Yeah, she usually brings food, but that's because she tastes better. You should wait for her to reach in and then eat her.
Eat the god. Why would we do that?
Because God tastes better than spoiled dwarf.
That's actually really great.
Persuasion.
Make a persuasion check. Yeah, make that
I would be
persuasion
so
check.
happy if you could actually hear this conversation.
You've got this, Norton. You've got this, Norton.
I got a 2.
Yeah.
Oh damn!
One of the sharks goes, "Do you remember?" I don't know why he's going through puberty. Do you remember? Mom told us, never bite the hand that feeds you. The kind of lead one goes, "This is true. Good words. Live by Mom's words."
Sharks don't know what hands are.
Oh, yeah, my mom got eaten by something bigger, like a killer whale, before she could teach me that.
That's tragic, really.
I know.
Tragic, friend. Well, what now? Because I am getting kind of hungry. Maybe not the dwarf, but I'll tell you, that half over there is looking tasty.
I couldn't say I've never had half-elf either.
Would you like to join us in our hunt?
Oh, sure.
No. Oh, they're not gonna find me.
And this school of sharks began swimming y'all's direction with a purpose at this point. Norton pulling up the bag with Major like hiding underneath it. They still have no idea because I mean, what sharks' eyes are like up here, right? They can't see underneath. And so you guys are like swimming behind. You guys see the school of sharks. They pass by Derek, who is still sitting open-legged inside of this clam. So classy. As they get close, something happens. The castle, this like fake castle off to the side, something comes shooting through the water like a trident. Past you and nails one of the sharks in the side, and it. And you turn and look, and there seems to be some kind of strange fish creature. There's about 3 of them standing, Captain Morgan style, in and around this castle. And
Ari's definitely going to start swimming towards the castle at this point, being like, saviors.
Yeah, they do, and they're kind of like, one of them's got another trident. The one that just threw it says, "Not today, sharks." And you see the little girl go, "No, I thought I killed the guppies." And she's like, "No!" And you can hear her like screaming through the water, which of course is like muted in your ears. And they're quickly ushering you to come join them in their castle.
Question. I just noticed that the investigation also gives me a walking swimming speed equal to my walking speed. Was fly still count as half movement then?
I mean, I would say since you cast the other one, and you basically can walk like very clearly through water, I would say the fly doesn't even matter at this point. You're able to move through it as if the water doesn't even affect you. About twice as fast as everybody else. Yeah. Is anybody else swimming with Ari towards the castle?
I am.
I'm riding a shark.
They knows.
I'm just hanging on to a shark. I don't know. Norton, what is your plan? Are you going to stay in shark, or are you going to retreat to the castle with them?
Norton's going to sort of break off from the sharks going forward and swim as far as he can with Major attached. And then when he thinks he's a little safer, he's going to drop to his regular form and swim for the castle.
So you actually, Derek, still in his clamshell, swim past Derek.
Safe in
You're
the
kind of dodging, safe in a clam. It's still like opening and like closing. Derek's doing probably horrible things, catching bubbles under his dress and stuff.
Yeah, I'm having the time of my life. I'm having a ball.
Yeah.
It's Norton. As you kind of follow the sharks, they make it to the castle just in time to and bang into the walls as the 3 kind of strange fish creatures and the rest of your team disappear to the inside. As you get close, you're able to drop form and pretty much join them without the sharks noticing. Because now all the sharks begin to notice Derek with his bubble dress and his clam, and they all turn and look at Derek. Teeth, multiple teeth showing.
Jordan will yell once he's safe
to your body.
Yeah, I look down at you holding on, and then I yell back through the water toward the sharks because I can speak to them but not understand them anymore. And I go, "Don't forget, the orange means spoiled. He'll make you sick." And then I disappear.
I was about to say, it will make you sick. Don't eat dwarf. The sharks still turn and kind of, they don't really growl, but they do grin their teeth and show it, and they struggle. They begin circling Derek as you are, they're not attacking you, but they're struggling with the concept of it. Yep. Derek, while you're laying here lounging in a clam, why don't you roll me a perception?
Oh, God. Perception.
Dwarves are friends, not food. I like that.
That's better than normal. Wow.
You're posing and catching bubbles, and you step on something. This clam looks to be like have a pretty soft like tongue type thing that you're standing on, but you hit something hard.
What is it?
A giant pearl.
Yes.
You pick it up and it's huge, like the size of a basketball. You can barely get your dwarf hand like around it, because I can't pick up a basketball that way. So that's why I picture that big. And you're like, you got it in your hand, and the sharks all like pull back from you when they see the pearl.
Ooh. Kind of.
And they like, I don't think sharks can swim backwards, but if they could, they would. And it's a little girl above the water. You can feel her shadow over the, like as she passes the light, she looks down and goes, "Ooh, shiny!" And she reaches in.
I'm just gonna throw it at the sharks.
The sharks scatter and she goes, "No!" And her hands start vigorously splashing around in this water. And it starts to like rock everything. Now, this is going on outside. We're gonna cut to inside.
Damn.
You guys hear the little girl's voice. You don't know what's going on. But everything around you starts to shake and rattle. These three strange fish creatures, gills, webbed feet, but humanoid, roughly in nature, begin to speak with you. And as they pull you inside, they pulled you into, it's definitely not a castle. It's like a empty space that they've attempted to make into something. You can tell their sleeping quarters are on this like loft thing up above, but this barely holds like 5 people comfortably. So all of you are kind of like crammed in here. I've come through this tiny little hole, and everything around you, the water starts sloshing. You can hear it smashing against the glass sides of the fish tank. As whatever's going on outside, and one of the fish people, you know, kind of grabs his trident and pulls it close, and he says, "What have you brought upon us?"
I think they call it a tsunami.
A tsunami! And the other one says, a tsunami. What monster is this?
Mm.
Well,
I didn't do anything.
Helpful. He says, "I've never heard of such a creature." And he looks out and sees that it is no tsunami. It's the hand of the little girl kicking stuff about. The sharks that begin to bite her and attack her, making a piece of her head. She's like crying outside of it, just wailing and sobbing. Blood is spilling out into the water. The sharks are eating it up, just loving it, circling around her as she's still trying to reach for this pearl. Derek, what
How long would you say I am away? We are away from the hands.
I'd say you're probably, in terms of your perception, about 50 feet or so out. They're like stirring the water, which is causing commotion, but they're not. It's not close enough where she would like bump the castle.
I want to try and blast her hands.
Okay, so you peer out. You can make an Eldritch Blast on her hands. Let's see if it hits. It does hit. Roll damage.
And I have another one because Well, 5.
So, she is huge. The 16 will also hit. She's not really trying to stop it. Okay. You guys watch as he, like, Callista, she leans out, pew, pew! Eldritch Blast pierces through the bloody wire. Derek, right over your head. Zoom, zoom! Smashes into the girl's hands, hits one and the other, and she pulls him out. Die!
Satisfying.
She goes, I'm gonna go tell Daddy! You hear her, like, slam her hands, and the whole fish tank, like, shimmers and shakes. And she
Who exactly is her daddy?
runs out.
Yeah, I was about to ask the same question.
Norton looks at Ari. Yeah, who's her dad?
Was your daddy and what does he do?
It's
And she
Bhaal.
runs off.
What?
What?
I would say, I know that Callista has met Bhaal, but I would say
Yeah.
the other 3 of you have been kind of trapped in that terrarium for quite a while trying to survive. You may not have actually met Bhaal. So if you guys wanted to roll a history or a religion on him, I could give you more info.
Okay.
You know how they talk
Why
about
did you leave that information out from us?
it was never asked, I didn't leave it out, it just never came out yet, and
Did you
it's been an
think it was
emotional
very
time, okay?
important-
There we go. I rolled a 17 on religion.
Didn't you think it was very important for us to know? Since you brought us into this.
No,
I don't
Bhaal
like good-
put you into this. You're dealing with all of the balls that balls are rolling.
Child.
All the balls. So as they continue to say the word ball over and over, Sphinius, you're trying to like, where have you heard that? Where have I heard that? And it kind of dawns on you. You said you rolled history?
No, religion.
Religion. You know that Bhaal, at least from a religious standpoint, once was a god, though many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, he was mortal. He was one of 3 mortals that had the powers of God split amongst them. And
One of them.
Oh, one of them. And he rose to power, tried to take over once before, and it was known that he was supposed to have been slain. It seems as maybe he is not as dead as everyone thought him to be, and has been here recuperating his energies, collecting.
The rumors of his death have been greatly exaggerated.
Extremely so. And it's probably because nobody knows, because you don't get to see him till after death. So this kind of rushes over you, and you realize that if that is actually who she's going to get, you guys might be in some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
The sharks continue
I
to
will-
swim around in the bloody water.
I will just look at her and be like, "You did what now?"
I mean, I didn't do anything. Bhaal, at the end of the day, we all died. We all ended up here. Bhaal has been doing all of this. I have had nothing to do with this. Do you think that this tiny thing produced that large thing willingly?
You was made small like us others. Of course you would have made that. It's not your actual size. That child is
Well-
actual size. We are not.
Oh,
Well, either way, her dad sounds really bad. Should we
Yeah.
not be here when he gets back?
Oh no.
Can we-
No. You can hide.
We talk to
The,
the seamen to see if they have an exit.
the seamen, yep, they go, oh, one of them goes, oh no, Daddy's coming. And like
Yeah.
pulls the trident close as if to hug it for security, and he says, we don't like it when Daddy comes. And then about that time, you hear a voice you know all too well. It sounds of Finbar, that charismatic British little dwarf, half-elf, comes in the room and goes, shh, 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 shh. Darling, it's fine. Let's see if we can't get your toys to cooperate. And in, of course, walks what looks to be Finbar, holding the hand of this child like Ari. He's the most beautiful man you've ever seen. And he comes and looks over the tank. And
How's
you
it
can see-
going?
He can't quite hear you through the water. Yeah, all right. He holds the hand of this little girl, and sees Ari in there, squats next to her. Her face is like right at just the height, so you can see Ari. It looks just like you. Looks just like you. This kind of evil Finbar strokes her hair. And he says, "Isn't she beautiful, Ari? We shall have hundreds of them in less than 48 hours."
Whoa.
They grow. Yes. He looks down at the lot of you and goes, "The rest of these here, though. And why is your dwarf orange?"
We broke him.
Don't answer. I was about to say, don't answer that.
We
Isn't she
broke the
beautiful? He says, "We shall have hundreds of them in 48 hours. They are, of course, your spawn, as they are my spawn."
And mine.
Oh, yours, yes. Well, yes.
Credit where credit's
Well.
due. Come on.
He like looks down at
Who's the
this
daddy?
orange and green dwarf, yeah, laid out in a clamshell, holding. Oh no, you don't have the pearl anymore.
No,
And he
no,
goes,
really well.
"Yes, we had some special cases of ball spawn. They emerged with mutated arms and multiple limbs."
If you'd asked me first, I would have warned you, but you didn't give me a chance. You just shoved them in there.
And he says, and then when your second form came about, he's like, "At this one," and you realize he holds up a second tiny Derek that is not orange and green haired. Says, "And then this little critter showed up. Supposedly he's the evil version of you, but
Is that you,
Find
Derek?
him." And he's like in the hands of Bhaal. You just got him by the top of the neck. He's like hanging there, and he says, "I no longer have use for the two of you. Your spawn were tainted." And he like plunks this second dwarf, this second Derek, into the tank, and it like falls. You can see it like fall like very slowly from the ceiling of the tank. And he says,
Norton will yell to the sharks, "That one's not spoiled yet!"
"Sacrifice the dwarf?"
Please do.
You guys watch as the sharks immediately like, and they just start swarming this poor dwarf that looks just like Derek. He's trying to fight. He also has a maul in there, like, you can see the oh my god, this is so horrible. You can see the air escaping his lungs as he falls farther and farther. His body's beginning to get ripped off. One of the sharks pulls an arm off completely, runs off, spreading blood everywhere. The more blood there is, the more vicious the sharks get as they tear apart evil Derek.
The sharks are distracted. Callista will swim out of this castle, and
Before
cast,
you do, I want to cast Pass Without Trace.
Smart,
Because
it's kind of a radio effect. You get everybody.
Yeah.
Kind of in that
No,
one.
don't help me.
and
I'm willing to it.
Okay.
I don't really take on it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. I think you have to roll against it,
Okay.
don't you, if you don't want it cast on you?
No, it's just if they stay within 30 feet. So if you run
Okay,
out of
so
Yeah,
let's say that you...
and
yeah.
I'm going to cast that and follow you.
Okay, so we'll say that Callista exits and gets kind of ahead. Where are you headed there?
I heading towards Bhaal because I'm gonna speak with him.
Okay, so you find the edge of the glass aquarium that you're in. He's giant and huge, and he's there. You're kind of floating in the tank. He thinks you're cute. He like
I'm
boom,
gonna-
boom, taps on the
I'm gonna
glass.
cast someone to again on myself to raise my voice.
Okay.
And like, these people have been disturbing your daughter for long enough. I will help you to take care of them if you will bring me back to life.
He knows we can hear him, right? She knows.
Well,
It's
you
really loud.
I'm right near him.
Can't
guys
be-
hear his voice like shake through the water. Bhaal kind of
And
gets his face
I'm
close.
going to run away at this point.
Yep.
Like,
So the rest of you do have Pass Without
Peace out.
Trace cast upon you.
Can I try and sneak up behind Callista?
I'm too fast for you. I'm 60 feet in water right now.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
but you're
can
having
begin
a
to
chat.
move up on him. I was about to say, yeah, you're having a chat, so you're distracted. I mean, you're welcome to move up on him if you like. You will need to roll the stealth to make sure he doesn't hear you, just based on his passive perception. What's your passive, Kalista?
12.
Okay.
Stealth is not going to go well. It's also
but you have a
disadvantage.
but you have the +10 from Pass Without Trace.
Plus
Oh,
10
cool.
from
So it's an
Pass Without
18
Trace.
at disadvantage.
No.
And I have +20, which I'm going to
Hang
sneak up on him too.
hang on, gentlemen. I can only hear you one at a time. So hang on.
Seven has said he wanted to move away from me. So that means I'm no longer in range. And if he wants to sneak up on me, he goes out of that range. So he doesn't
So
get that +7.
it's cast on
confused.
everybody, and then it's just okay. So I'm gonna explain it. So bear with me.
So you ran off,
Hang
and
on.
I was going to follow you.
Hang on. Let me explain it. Kalista, we're not in the radius effect of it. They can swim away from it and still have it. It's cast on them for 10 minutes. So all of them, regardless of they just have to be in range when it's first cast. Okay?
Okay.
So everybody's in a panic, and I understand. So, Savinus, you run and hide. You're able to do that. Derek tries to sneak up on you with an 18, which beats your passive perception. You are in conversation with Bhaal. So, Derek, you are like slowly swimming through this like chummy water of leftover Derek up on it. Now, that's going to take
I
you
thought
a
it
little
was
bit.
1 hour
Kalista-
though.
I thought it was 10 minutes. It may be an hour. Kalista, what is it that you want? So you kind of are trying to convince Bhaal to release you. Is that what I'm trying to understand?
Yes. Bring me back.
Okay.
Release me and bring me back to life. And in payment, I will become his warlock instead, so he's my patron. And so
Concentration up to 1 hour, yeah.
Okay. So the rest of you are definitely hidden if you want to be. Kalista, this is interesting. I'm gonna need you to roll a persuasion check on that.
Oh, it's only +4, but still, +1 is still better. I don't know.
I just want to see how high you actually get it. Okay.
15.
A 15's not too bad. It's definitely, I mean, he is a god, so he's gonna still make his own decisions, but you're rather convincing. And you can hear his booming, kind of evil voice from the other side of the glass, and he says, "Yes, I heard of you. They told me you helped them to retrieve my ego and then turned on them in the last second."
I did not turn on them. I tried as much as possible. Oh wait, you mean this party? No, I was never again.
So now you will what? Sacrifice the rest of these people to serve me?
Yes, to come back to life. And serve you. That's all.
What is it that you pride so much about going back to the mortal realm?
I have unfinished business with my last patron.
I see. So you're saying I would become your patron if
Yes.
we were to go back together?
Yes.
Warlock, you make a convincing argument. Today I am busy. Preparations and things. But, and he goes, "Goof, goof, goof," as he taps against the glass, he says, "But I will be back for you. The Ascension is in 2 days. Once my ball spawn," and he pats kind of the head of the toddler Ari that has been, or child, that he has kind of had with Ari. It looks like Finbar and Ari kind of mix. Beautiful, beautiful half-elf child. Once the Ascension begins and all of my spawn are ready to come through, I assure you, if you stand as true as you do now, oh, and you survive the night, I'll be your patron. And he says,
How close have I managed to get?
I was about to say, now you're pretty close. What's your plan here, Derek?
So we've heard this whole conversation because of thaumaturgy, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and sneak attack on him.
Can I?
Alright, so you're gonna have to
Wait
get
for
to him.
me.
He's about 60 feet. Hang on,
Yeah,
he's about
I
60
wanna-
feet.
I want to yank the bag of devouring over Callista's head from behind.
Oh! Okay.
Oh!
That
No.
isn't a
You also have
That is considered an attack.
Sure. Tell me what's the roll.
Yeah, so I guess it would just be a regular attack. So make it like you're gonna make an attack roll because you're using it like a weapon. I don't know how a bag of devouring works when it hits a person. I think this works for that.
If the person is partially in it, there's a 50% chance that they're pulled in and devoured.
Oh, wow, pulled all the way in. Okay,
Yeah.
let's start there and then...
+3 for strength, but no proficiency, I guess, because I'm not
Correct.
proficient
Yep,
with the
just your
bag.
strength,
Cool.
yeah. Just make it a roll and we'll see how this goes. Oh, what's your AC?
Barely.
You guys watch
Barely.
as the bag of devouring moves over his head. I'm going to let you, Kalista, roll the 50% chance. So roll a D2. We'll say 1 is yes, you're devoured. No, it's not. Or 2, it's not. Oh, did you roll a D2? Oh,
Yeah,
I guess you did. Oh, 1. So that's it. You guys watch as this bag pass over his head and it begins to like devour you and begin to eat you. Bhaal sees this going on. He just made a deal with this warlock. He is not pleased with Darren.
No, he's not.
Wow!
And I just go, as the bag finishes off Kalista, I just go,
I
and
get
swim backwards away from Bhaal.
free.
Yeah,
I still can
yeah,
get
go ahead.
to get free.
Yep.
What is the roll to get free again from that one?
So the one, it basically begins, the bag
Sure.
does begin to devour you.
Yeah, you can, it's a DC 15 strength check to escape.
DC 15 strength check. Strength is not the best, but
Gotta give it a whirl, don't you?
Just think.
And if you start your turn inside the bag, you are devoured.
But I'm allowed to use. Okay, I'm gonna try here. Come on, please. 14
Plus 14 flat. What did he need to make a 15?
15.
So close.
No!
He begins to like wrangle with it, and it starts to like. And you guys see as it begins to devour him, it gets down to his waist, and that's when Bhaal puts it into this. He says, "No," and like reaches in. His voice booms throughout. He reaches in and plucks this orange dwarf from the water. You breathe fresh air for the first time. He looks at you and he says, "You have been a troublemaker for too long." And he reaches in and grabs Kalista. Begins to pull the bag off. As it does, you can feel the teeth of the bag of devouring latch into you, Kalista, as it begins to rip the wrong direction as he's trying to pull his bag of devouring off you. Oops, that doesn't work if I don't actually type in the box. You take 8 points of damage as he removes his bag of devouring from you, throws it across the room. It's tiny in his hands, right? You watch as it has ripped flesh from Kalista's face and arms, clothing torn, and you're in this hand of Bhaal, and Derek's in the other, and the 4 of you in the water stare up at this kind of distorted Bhaal as he holds them, and he says, "You, if it wasn't for her," and he looks down at the little girl, "and the need for her to be entertained, I would squeeze you until your head popped like."
Tell me she isn't entertained right now.
And he looks down and she looks up with these like big old red evil eyes. She goes, "Daddy, can we play in the dollhouse instead?" And Bhaal goes, "Oh, darling, I think that is a fine idea." And he hands over Kalista to the little girl, and he like puts it in her hands and he says, "This one? Assure me this one does not die, little one. He's too important." And then Bhaal reaches in and scoops up the rest of you, just like breaking things across the way. Plucks you in his hand.
I'm being stealthy right now. Can he find me?
He's a god.
You can roll. I was about to say, if you want to roll another stealth, it's also Bhaal. You're at his dominion. He knows where you are at all points.
Well, I mean, I have a D20 plus 20. So
a 22. So at a 22, you are definitely hidden in there. And when he's like, "There are more of you," he begins to just rake everything down to one end. Sharks and everything. He just like castle breaks. The little guppy fish go running. Plants are being ripped up until he hits you with his hand basically and scoops you up. Joins you with the crew. merges Derek, and he holds all of you in this like tight in his grasp as he stares all of you in the face, and you see the giant evil eye of what is definitely not Finbar. And he says, "Today is your last day. I am looking to put all the souls back in the vat. Without them, I cannot rise. So, while I finish preparations, I leave the killing to her." And he leans in almost close enough where his giant nose touches Ari's face. Little tiny face, and he says, "Have you thought about my proposition?" The smell of death breathes from his breath into your face. And he's like, "If not, you can play with our daughter instead." And he like plunks you in her hand alongside Callista, and she holds him and she says, "Oh, Daddy, we're gonna have so much fun!" She like scoops all of you up and and you guys see that the room that she's in has all these terrariums and fish tanks and strange like maquettes and models. And she runs over and opens up this giant, exquisite, beautiful dollhouse. It folds open in half. And she like plunks all of you on the ground and she says, "Have fun." And she closes it around you. Yeah, sorry. You look like you're gonna explode.
I guess Ari's now starting to wonder if she's pretty sure that even if she joined Ball, that she would end up having to play with this daughter thing anyway.
Probably.
Because, hey, let's play Happy Family. So Ari's just going to kind of get into the character, and she's going to look for in this dollhouse like a doll-esque dress.
Okay, so this is basically what all of you see. As this giant dollhouse closes around you, the place becomes like whole again, and she's kind of locked you guys in a foyer. The door, which would be kind of the main door to the house, is directly behind you, though solidly locked. It doesn't even look like it opens its part. It's like facade painted on. Everything around you is strange and doll-like. The paintings are really, really fake. Everything's small. You guys seem to be in a small foyer. There's a staircase that goes to a second, potentially third floor. And there seem to be some rooms just down a hallway to your right and left.
And there's a door behind us, like that we got closed into?
It looks like... No. The dollhouse opened up in half. Like this. It's like if you took the whole dollhouse and opened it up like a book. She dropped you in the center and closed it around you. The door behind you...
so when we turn around...
The door is painted on the wall. It's fake. It looks like a door, but it doesn't actually function.
How thick is wall? Go ahead, Ari.
How what?
How thick is wall?
Oh, is that if...
How thick is the wall?
Yeah.
Roll me an insight. Ari, go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
Ari's gonna be like, if I were a doll's dress, where would I be? And start walking up the stairs.
Nornan follows Ari.
And Callista will just try and find a common room or living room or something like that.
Yeah, it's actually not hard. The sitting room for this, it's kind of an old Victorian style home, at least in its like design. And there is a sitting room. It's got a very quaint little seating or sofa in it, along with a desk and books. You know, it's right there. The window is painted on with like a fake view out of it of some kind of beautiful valley. At a 27, Derek,
That's
they are
Very insightful.
dollhouse walls. So the exterior, you can only assume is probably very structural. Like you could kind of thud on it and it feels like some kind of harder, denser wood. Maybe something even more tough than that. The interior, though, walls, they're not very thick at all. They're very much fake and faux.
Cool. Do I not think I could get through the exterior wall with my maul?
You could try, but it's going to be a real tough one. You're definitely like, I could try to bash through it.
I'll ask Ari whilst we're looking for a dress. We want to just try and bust out of this place, or are we committing to this bit?
I
'Cause I'm dressed
am
for
going to
it. Like, we
play
can go.
Mother. I am
Just
ready
play-
to play Mother. So
that's
dress up
terrifying.
as your family roles.
Just know.
I'll be mom.
that I'll be mum as
Who wants
well.
to be brother? Yeah, okay, mom too.
Two mums.
Aunt.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
we got aunt.
I'm not.
I mean, I could be the family dog.
Dog. I like it. I like what you
Okay.
think. Mum,
All right, I
dog.
wild shape into a dog.
Kalista
Oh,
is
Okay, so we have
somewhere
mom,
like
dog, aunt.
in the group. You guys see Kalista sitting in a front room.
Actually,
kind
no,
of
I'm not sitting. I'm looking through the books there. See, is there any books maybe that could have some spells in? Because I have, so I can record any ritual spell in my book.
As you sort through, you realize that all the books are totally fake. They're all painted on. It's a doll's house. They're not even real. You go to reach one, you're like, wait a second. You're like, man, this sucks.
Frustrated, I sit down and just feet onto the table.
Yeah, feet on the table. I love that. Yeah.
So we've got mum, dog, cousin, no one talks to, aunt,
I will be Papa.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
You guys are able to search this place. Here's basically what you find. There's an attic. Or at least from what you can tell, there's a flight of stairs that lead from the second floor to a third floor. Bedrooms on the second floor mostly. You do find some quaint doll's clothing. Ari finds kind of a motherly style dress with an apron. Derek, as the other mother,
I'm
also
dressed
finds.
already.
Oh, you're
I'm
already
wearing my
dressed.
dress.
You look for maybe a new pair of shoes. The rest of you find some kind of stylized peasant clothing.
I've got my disguise kit.
Perfect. You can disguise yourself as anything you want.
I'm not even gonna disguise. I'm not gonna take scopes because Kalista barely have any clothes on her. Reveal a lot of her skin already. You don't want to get anything on.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you're like, I'm not even in these shenanigans.
I'm just here. Warlock for Bhaal.
Yeah, you begin to wait it out. Savinos, what do you?
I'm gonna be a old, because I'm a halfling. I'm gonna be an old person, like with the cane and stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, you do like all the old stage makeup and like age yourself down. And you play the part, I guess, of like, what are you, the old uncle or
Grandpa.
grandma or something? Grandpa. And you guys deck yourselves out and successfully do so, in fact. And it's about this time that you see in one of the upper windows for the second floor, kind of at the end of the long hallway, an eye peers in this tiny little window, and it's definitely the eye of the little girl, and she says, "Oh, you all look so pretty, just in time." And you hear something happen, this like scratching sound. She says, "I love it when families have to fight for what they believe in." And something still scratching. She opens the lid of a box and pulls out a rat, a big one, much larger, easily could eat you in a single bite. And it's like squirming and kicking, and she says, "Don't fight so much, little one. You're gonna get dinner." And she goes over to the chimney of the house and plunks this rat in. And you hear it like, and it comes out in the sitting room downstairs. The fireplace down there, it burst in. Kalista, you're now staring at this rabid rat. It's got 2 fangs and red beady eyes. And yeah, it comes in with no knowledge of who any of you are, just ready to eat something. So it drops in the room, and actually, Kalista, we will drop into combat. So if you wanted to roll me a quick initiative, unless you have something else you'd like to do. A rabid rat.
He's not part of the family, it's okay.
Question, how long has it been since we were dropped in the water? When we were questioned it?
Oh, it's only been, I'd say, maybe 10 minutes at this point. 10
minutes. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not
10
flying
minutes.
anymore. I can't fly anymore. Damn it.
I was about to say, yeah, you can't fly anymore, and it drops into this room. You're able to, if you wanted to, it hasn't blocked your exit.
Well,
So I was about to say the rat goes first. That ought to be fun. Let me.
I'm just still sitting there.
wait, it's only been 10 minutes. I can stealth. I cannot.
Yeah, you got.
I cannot.
I was about to say, yeah, you
Yeah, I can
absolutely can.
Are the rest of us even in that room?
Nope, you guys are upstairs.
32!
Wow.
32.
Yeah, I don't. You hide under the bed, like you just like into like a corner, and he is just like.
You pretty
"Whoa."
much don't exist.
Yeah, you don't
Don't
even
exist.
exist. You've basically left this realm. No, so you guys watch as Savinos hides. Actually, all of you are still under that if you also wanted to hide, but you don't really. You heard her drop it in, and it scuttered down. You could hear it through the fireplace as it hits the bottom. Lisa, we will go into combat, and it's actually the rat's turn first. It's going to make a bite attack at you. It's a pretty big rat. Oh gosh, I have to click on the thing. I didn't like my. Oh, it's because I'm in caps lock. I'm sorry. A 12 to hit. Does that
Nope.
hit you?
Nope.
Awesome. It bites and misses. Maybe it stumbles
Mage
over
armor
some.
still.
And
Still
you got
mage
that
armor.
mage armor.
Just
Yeah.
bite on to me, but mage armor.
Yeah,
still
it, like, yeah, and it doesn't really work. Your turn actually, because we're in combat, and then we'll jump back over to the crew and let you guys take it.
I will cast Cloud of Daggers around me. So God is it's where I cast it. It automatically takes D6 64 damage. Not saving for anything. As long as every turn is not also in it afterward. Oh no,
Okay.
it's every turn it goes in.
And when it
Or
goes
stay
in,
inside it.
and if
Or
it starts
stay
its
inside it.
turn inside of it.
Yeah.
That's how it
So-
works. Yeah. So-
That's what I'm doing, and that's all I'm gonna do.
Great.
So
You guys begin to hear a commotion downstairs. You guys hear that of like a rat as it attacks something, a big one. Furniture's falling over, something gets knocked off. And we pan to the lot of you upstairs in your tea time attire.
Okay.
So Nornan looks like a wolf. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you
ahead,
turn
Major.
into like a wolf? Cool. I like that.
Because the
That's cool.
doggo. Ari's
the
going to
deal
go
with
up
the
to a
windows?
window. Oh yeah, the window's openable.
The only window that you see that might be openable is the one she peered in at the end of the hallway. Every other one seems to be fake or painted on.
Can we go to
kind of
that
thing.
one?
Yeah, you can go to the one at the end of the hallway on the second floor.
I will chime
please.
opening.
Ooh, nice.
Just peering in. It opens. It pops open. It's a pretty small, 2 foot by 2 foot, square little window. She's out on the outside of it and goes, "I see you," and like puts her finger in and it jams around in the space a little bit.
I grab
I
onto
try to
her
nip
finger.
her finger.
Oh, you guys all want to attack her finger?
I just want to jump on and
Nope.
wrap myself on.
For what I'm about to do, I sincerely apologize.
Have you got gas again?
Munchkin, put your finger out of the dollhouse.
Roll me a persuasion.
Does she get advantage for being mum?
Mom up on her? You're gonna mom up?
I'm a mom up on her. So that's perception or persuasion, sorry.
Persuasion. At a 13, you see the finger that was like in the hole, like stop moving. Derek latches onto it. He's like wrapped around it. It reminds me of those things you used to get on your pencils in the 80s, and they used to like clip on the end, just like that. And you like wrapped around the end of the finger, and she goes, Mom?
Yes, sweetie. Now, take your finger out, and it's time for your bedtime lullaby. It's nap time, sweetie.
But I don't ever sleep.
Come on now. We all enjoy a good nap. Mummy could use a good nap too.
She goes to pull her finger out, and there's a Derek on it. It's like,
I'll let go.
into
I'll let go.
the window, and she like pops her finger out, and she goes, "Ow!" Eye comes back in, to the like little peephole, and she says, "I don't even know how to nap. Daddy never makes me nap."
Well, how about we sing you a song or a bedtime story? We could go on a little imaginary adventure together.
Oh, I have a fun idea. I love stories. My favorite story is the one where the wolf eats the pigs.
Right. Well, how about you sit yourself down and we'll tell that story and maybe do a slight reenactment. She looks over at Nornan.
For me? Oh, I also like the one with the giant where he comes down the beanstalk and he stomps her. She begins like pounding the ground and the dollhouse is like shaking, plates are falling off the walls. We're gonna cut over to Callista. Things start like rattling and vibrating and you're not sure what's going on, Callista, as you and this mouse are still in combat. It is, in fact, sitting. You're still sitting, you're just like, man, daggers.
Yeah,
the mouse goes to attack again.
But
it's going
before
to...
it starts its turn, so it takes 64 damage.
Yeah, okay, so roll this, you said 6, yeah, roll the, okay, so... Woo,
14.
Woo, okay. Hot dog. Okay.
Yep, that's why I love this spell.
That's a cool spell. I remember that one. It bites at you for 21 to hit.
Oh! Ah!
Yes! Great! That's good. Its attack is going to be much larger because it's much larger than it should be. So, you know, let me down. A big old bite as it digs its like little front teeth into your leg for 17 points of damage. You guys,
I want to use a reaction on it to use Hellish Rebuke.
Ooh, nice, good spell.
So dex save. It's 15.
Dex save for it. It's not very dex. Oh, it is more dexterous than I thought.
15 is DC.
17.
Half as much damage then, so still roll damage. Okay.
And it takes half?
So 4 damage. Yeah.
So 4. You did some pretty good damage on it that round. Considering. Okay, it seems to be it's bleeding kind of all over the sofa. Alright, it is now, we kind of cut back. And the little girl's, you know, kind of like, and the beanstalk! Giant! I also like the ones where they make the princess eat the nasty apple, and she gets all
Well, how about we go for one of your papa's favorite stories?
Oh, I love papa's favorite story. And you see something happen. She breaks open the dollhouse and reaches in, bats the rat away from you, Callista, as if it doesn't even matter. It like hits a side of a like wall somewhere, and like and the rat kind of like curls up. She doesn't even care. She scoops you and the party from upstairs up, and she goes, "Oh, and you're all dressed for the vacation, though. When did we get a puppy dog?
But I'm hiding."
Doesn't matter. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's cool. You're hiding. She doesn't manage to scoop you up. You're left sitting on the second floor of this open dollhouse, hiding under the bed or like wherever you're kind of hiding.
Inside.
Yeah. She grabs all of you and moves you over to a new location. She looks at you and she says, "Papa's favorite story is called Bluebeard."
Of course.
And she laughs and laughs, and she walks over to this beautiful, it's kind of like a dollhouse, but it's more like a castle in its styling. And she cracks that one open and she says, "Let me not forget the most important person." And she like plops all of you on one side of the moat, rips the drawbridge off, so you're now isolated to this castle. And she goes to a toy box and you see her like tossing things. There's an arm that goes flying, some really evil, grotesque stuff, a doll that's had like its face ripped open. And she pulls out this very strange man with a beard. and he's kind of crickety and gray in nature. And she walks him over and she plops him at the top of the castle, like up high. And she says, "Have fun. Bluebeard likes to kill all his guests." I love story time.
Okay.
Well,
remember what your father told you. I should not die.
She says, "But Daddy said I can play with you until tomorrow."
Yeah, but he also said you couldn't, so keep me alive.
Oh.
So anything not deadly with me.
Okay. She you see her lift her head up to the top where she dropped Bluebeard at the very top point of the castle, and she goes, the little tiefling, make sure you just gut him, but don't kill him, okay? Bye. She goes and lays down on her bed. You can see it where she's in sight of the castle, and all of you stand kind of on the interior moat side of this castle. She ripped the drawbridge off and it's open directly into it. It's this beautiful stone tower castle, just like you'd imagine in a fairy tale. And she goes, "He's coming for you."
The wolf is
Eldrin's a
going to
smart
take
guy.
advantage. Oh, the wolf is going to take advantage of Pass Without a Trace, and the wolf is going to try to hide under something.
Okay, you'll have to enter the castle. There doesn't seem to be anything on the outside. She has it kind of sitting on this table where she's kind of isolated it.
Okay, yeah, I will definitely run inside to find a place to hide.
Ari's going
cool,
to start pushing Eldrin forward.
Oh, thank you, wife number one. Your story has now led us to this great story.
Where all the wives die.
Yes, we were peaceful as a family, and now we are here.
And I'm not there. that's the best part.
That's true. You're not. You kind of watch this, Sabinos. You can kind of peek your head around. You're actually at a dollhouse on the opposite side of the room on a totally separate shelf. You see her. You see kind of where you are, and then across the room you see the giant castle where they put everything. It's quite a ways in terms of you getting there.
And remember the wet.
Yep. And yeah, she's like, "Here he comes." So you hide. Nornan, you're hidden. Anybody else want to hide? What actions do you want to take?
I will confront Bluebeard. I'll let him come down.
Yeah, I'll confront Bluebeard
I'll help.
with Papa.
I'm just far behind them, but I'm not gonna do anything. I'm
so glad I'm not.
I am preparing a fireball in case anybody tries to attack.
I'm sorry, what was that last part? I missed it.
I'm preparing a fireball in case the old man will attack me. Else, I
Okay.
won't do anything.
Okay, cool. I love it. Hang on. All right, so you kind of ready an attack here. When you enter the castle, it is round. And like I said, it is pretty much a tower. So there's a staircase that goes around the kind of exterior wall all the way to the top. There are a few things in here, including a large dining table, what's probably his throne, or throne. And there is a smaller throne to the right of him, which you can only assume was for or is for his wife.
I sit in the throne.
Yeah, you go and plop a seat on his
That's
throne.
big one. I'm gonna sit in the This is great.
Yeah. You don't hear anything. You guys wait. And you wait. And you wait. Nothing.
He's probably too old to go down here fast enough. So we have a lot of time to spend here.
We can send our dog to go scout.
Oh.
You do that. Go, my servant.
Or the one that can't die. You'd be a good
We're the
scout.
one that can't die, because I mean, I don't know if they realize it, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna kill her at some point, but that's okay.
I can't
That is
stand.
the plan, yes.
Remember? I can't.
If
Well,
we can't,
they can't
No
kill
need to
you,
be a
but we can
coward.
kill you.
Hey,
can't
I made sure.
maybe
I-
we at least send her to sleep for the next few hours until Bhaal comes back.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Why would that matter? I'm not doing anything to you guys. I was striking a wet in that house before for you guys.
No,
Oh,
you
sorry,
were
I was
fighting a
talking
rat
about my
because it
daughter
attacked you.
demon.
Well, I struck a wet for you guys. So what about
No,
a
you-
little thank
You fought a rat
goodness?
for you. Let's get that right. That was nothing to do with us.
As you
If
guys are having this conversation and you're kind of you're bantering back and forth, half of you are like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, you're hiding. The other half of you are like, who's going to scout? I don't know, you go scout, no, you go scout. You do hear the pitter patter of feet. Oh god, oh god! As you hear a woman's voice coming down the stairs. She's like running as fast as she can. She's bloody and her dress is torn along the bottom, and she falls about 10 or so stairs from the bottom and tumbles down, and you hear her arm crunch behind her back, and she goes, "Ah!"
I'll run forward and just say, Papa's here.
And she looks up with you and she's like, please, please, please don't kill me. Don't kill me, please don't kill me.
And why should we not kill you?
She looks over and sees you and she's like, oh, he's not gonna like you in his chair. He's not gonna like you in his chair.
Oh, and I should worry about my life?
She's like, yeah, duh.
Oh, no. He's ordered now to not kill me.
I wish you would order not to kill me. Who is still
Maybe you
in
should pledge
eyesight?
the service to Bhaal, and he won't kill you.
So Nornan's hiding. Derek, Major, and Ari, are you still in sight
I am.
Of
yeah.
who?
of this woman that just fell down the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care
is-
about her, but she can see me.
Yeah, Savino's.
I love that I'm not in this at all.
Yeah, you're kind of watching from afar, and you see the little girl. She's like laying on her side, and she's like, "This is the best." She's starting to get really, really, really excited, and you hear from this castle, because it's not. I mean, it's just a toy, right? It's like probably open air at
Yeah.
the top. You can hear this woman, this faint scream of a woman from across the room. This woman looks up at all of you and she's like, please, we have to find a place to hide. We can't just be out here when he gets here.
Way ahead of you.
Yeah, right, Savino's. Yeah, you're like, I'm just gonna hang out here. I'm sleeping in a doll's house. This is chill.
I'm only here to talk to her about beard oil. I think you'll appreciate that.
I mean, you do both have buddy-colored hair now.
Exactly. We're
Exactly. You've got green. He's got blue. Yeah.
kindred spirits.
She's like,
Just a rainbow.
yeah, she kind of, she holds this broken arm, which is like bleeding. There's now a bone protruding from the skin. And she says, are you the new bride? And she looks right at Ari.
No, we're salespeople.
No, we're married. It's
Yeah, we're a thing. We're all a thing. We're here to sell.
And I'm gonna
beard
link
oil.
arms with the two of them.
Together, she says.
Yeah,
with
got a
that,
problem.
Nobody understands us. Don't judge.
I'm not. I didn't even know my own husband. I didn't even know he was into that kind of thing. And she like looks back over and she goes, he's coming. He's coming right now. And she like
The
runs.
first-
That's
before I shows up, I quickly change over to the other smaller one. And just sits down on that one.
And the smaller chair.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anybody else?
Can I try and take her somewhere to try and hide her? I kind of just want Bluebeard to just kill the tiefling, so I'm just gonna leave and try and hide with the woman.
Yeah. You and her can try to maybe hide behind the chair. There's not a whole lot in this room. There's a couple armoires. Maybe you try to hide her in a cabinet, or something. Like
Yeah.
there's like an armoire with stuff, and like you go over and you're like you help her get in, and she's like, please, please don't let him kill me, don't let him kill me. And she's just like sobbing in this cabinet, or like armoire that you like put her in and click it closed. The rest of you still have pass without trace, so you could, if you wanted to, probably get away with trying to hide. And you see it. You see him start to come down the stairs. He goes at a very slow pace, as if he's not in a hurry, knowing that she has nowhere to go. He has fortified this structure for this purpose of chasing his brides.
He's like me, he has multiple.
Yeah, yes. And he kind of comes down the stairs in this kind of weird, sauntering way. And you hear the little girl outside go, this is the best part! And she kind of holds it in. And you hear this, Savinos, as she kind of begins to get really excited. Yeah. He comes down the stairs. His beard is, in fact, this deep grayish blue color. His eyes white to the core, as if he is not completely there. Clearly a toy for this little girl. As he comes down the stairs and he points at Ari and smiles. I have a place for you in my collection.
Well, if anything, I think Derek is the most beautiful bride of all. I mean, look, he comes with the dress.
Mr. Beard, nice to meet you. And I want to walk over and try and shake his hand.
As you walk over...
I'm committed to this salesman bit.
Hey, it's great. As you walk over, he points his finger back and he says, you are not my bride.
No, sir. We made an appointment.
Where is my bra? And you guys watch as like the top of his head all but turns to flame. This black necrotic energy bursts from it. His beard breaks free and he like writhes out of his skin into this 17-foot tall black monster. And he says, where is she? His head turns to these horns. He is as black as night, as if it was dark here, you wouldn't even see him. It's very bad. It's a very bad thing that stands in front of you. And he says, I want her. And we will, in fact, go into initiative one more time before the day is out. We are killing it, crew.
Almost back to life. Almost.
Almost.
I so wanted to try and get him to rub Ari's hot sauce into his beard.
Do I roll initiative or keep going there?
I was about to say,
You're carrying the beard on.
I'm going to have you roll initiative because I'm going to let you take a turn in the order if you want to. You know that commotion is going on, so we'll say that this is kind of what happens.
Oh, God.
This will be
yes! 23! Wow! I've never rolled...
I was about to say, because nothing's in the room with you. You're just hanging out watching from afar.
I'm just sitting there on the bed with the covers on. Old man. Staring out.
Oh, but the Nightwalker rolled a nat 20.
Fuck. I rolled a nat 1.
Oh. So the Nightwalker will go first, and obviously Derek will be last. Let's go ahead and get everybody else. I'm just going to go down the line. Ari, your initiative order or a number?
Oh, my bad.
Oh no, you're good. Savinos, you said you rolled a 23?
Yeah.
So Savinos will go next with a 23. Oh, a 16. Okay, so Ari got a 16. Kalista, what did you roll?
I got 10.
Okay.
I got a 21.
Nailed it. Nornan got a 21. And Major, what you roll?
18.
Oh, wow. You guys rolled really well. Too bad I rolled a nat 20. The Nightwalker gets its first turn. It is not pleased with Derek in its space, and it's not pleased that it can't find the woman it was actually tracking after. I'm going to say you're all within 30 feet of it. It's going to cast out something called the Annihilating Aura.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds fun.
right? And as it like bursts free of this more humanoid type form, the Nightwalker emerges. This black, almost gaseous energy pours off of it and seeps into the space. All of you need to succeed on a Constitution saving throw on the top of your turn. So it just casts this annihilating aura outward. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Yeah, so that's what it does. You guys watch it as it just like... and it fills this space. It is actually Ari's... Oh, no, I'm sorry. It is...
My turn.
turn. Yep. You are not within 30 feet, so you don't have to make this save.
Yeah, I'm just laying in the bed, covers up. Old man, staring.
Yeah, just hanging out. You're doing your thing.
Yeah.
You, and it's a comfy bed too. It's a really comfy bed.
Yeah.
Following Savinos will be Nornan. How would you like to proceed, Nornan? This energy, you are within 30 feet, so I'm going to have you make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright, so... I got a 16 on the saving throw.
Not enough.
That's a viewer decision.
Oh, a viewer decision? Okay. The real question here is... Oh. Who is the woman in the cupboard actually? Who is she actually? Thanks for the viewer decision, gang. We're gonna top this off and kill some people today. What was I rolling? Oh yeah, damage.
Yep.
You're gonna take 18 points of necrotic damage just for being in his space.
Alright, so my wolf form is obliterated because that's 11, and I'll take 7 more.
As you change back, of course. I love that about it. So it's so nice.
Grow back into my 7.5-foot tall furbog. And I'm like, oh shit. I think the chair that I was hiding under just is sitting on my head and falls off.
Yeah.
I look around. How far am I from the door and the moat?
So the moat, she basically ripped the bridge off the moat. The moat, in essence, is basically jumping off the table that it sits on, which is, for you, would be like a 300-foot fall. But you definitely could make it to the door, or it has come down off the stairs. So you could go up the stairs to the top if you wanted.
Yeah, so Nornan is going to run 30 feet up the stairs and then look back at this big giant creature and say, you're really not normal. And I'm going to cast a Call Lightning. So a storm cloud forms over the top of this thing. And let's see. Can I hit it with a lightning bolt from my storm cloud?
Yeah, you totally can.
All right, so a bolt of lightning is going to flash down on this big giant scary monster. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Does it now? Okay. Actually has a pretty decent dex. Let's see. Oh, I'm glad. 11 probably doesn't make it.
It does not, so it will take 3d10 lightning damage.
All right, we'll roll that up. That's a lot of lightning damage.
21 points of lightning damage.
Oof, Okay. Yeah. You see it as it like zaps it. It doesn't budge. It takes that damage and continues walking straight into the space at this group of people. It looks around. It is that makes it Ari's turn.
Ari is going to look over to her daughter. And what is the daughter currently doing? Is she like just lying and watching
on you? Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna look over to her daughter and then look back at Bluebeard. And can I do an insight to see if maybe there's a chance that Bluebeard is also like basically captured and stuck in here or something like that? Can I see if I can figure that? Ask him, maybe. I'm happy to ask him.
Yeah, I would say
he's also a prisoner.
I was about to say, you can also just try to talk to him and kind of persuade him if there's something you want to do, or you can roll an insight and try to gain more information on his personal situation. Does that make sense?
I'll try talking to him. Yeah, okay. I'll try talking to him.
Yeah, you can talk freely on your turns.
Okay, and it's such a shame being caught up in this world of Bhaal, isn't it? I mean, you must feel so trapped that you have to do everything by Bhaal's rules. What about your rules? You used to be the biggest and the baddest of them all, and now you're here as one of his puppets.
As he begins to, you can tell he's listening to you because he like tips his head the way a dog would, and you watch as he runs this disgusting claw-like finger down the wall, and necrotic energy eats away at fake stone. In case anybody really wants to know, this is what he looks like.
Yeah.
That's you guys down there. That's him. And this Nightwalker kind of stops as he gets a little closer. And he goes, I serve the Dark Lord freely. It is the child that enslaves me.
Ooh.
Then maybe we can help each other. If the little girl sleeps, we get to go free.
The child never sleeps, for it only looks as a child looks.
Interesting.
He says, do you have more words, or can I add you to my collection?
Well, I'm not going to let you add you to your collection. While I might be dressed like a doll, I'm not a collectible.
He says, in my house, all of you belong to me. Are you going to make an attack?
I'm going to try and dive between his legs and go behind him at least.
Okay. Like you're going to head up the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's make you can make an acrobatics or an athletics, whichever you prefer.
Let's go acrobatics.
Sure, will let me know what your decision is. Oh,
21.
Wow. You managed to basically dive roll through its legs. It's very tall. It's like, no, as it kind of reaches for you, and you roll and actually join Nornan on the stairs, and manage to get probably 10 or 15 feet. Now, you did start your turn in his space, so I too am going to need to have you make thanks to his annihilating aura, a DC Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Con save.
Total?
17.
Not enough.
Bugger. Wow. Wow. 17 is not enough.
I'm looking for a 21.
21.
There's no way I can even possibly.
You take 10 points of damage passing through his space alone. That necrotic damage eats away at you. We move right along from Ari to Major.
Okay, I will pull out the lady from the closet and I will put a dagger to her throat, staring at Bluebeard, and I will start backing her, like I'm starting to exit, like, right? And I just say...
Okay, you're holding her like hostage?
Right, exactly, like moving away from him, and I just say, do you want this as your collection or not? You don't let us free, I will do it for you.
Do we have a decision on who this woman in the cupboard actually is? I guess that would be...
I mean,
in the call chat.
I'll let them keep deciding. So this happens, and you pull her out, and you see him like as he turns, his whole body writhing in shadow as it turns to face you, and it says, "She belongs to me." Oh, it's in VMix chat. I'm the worst.
Yeah.
Great. Gang. Oh, gang. Let me pull out my other favorite book.
Thanks,
Creature. Yep. Oh, chat. How I love you. Let me
I'm
count
also
ways.
no benefits.
These are my favorite monsters in the whole game.
Me too. I'm gonna pull up a legendary one just
I'm glad
because
I'm
why
part of
wouldn't we?
this.
You hold this woman tight, and this shadow walker clearly doesn't want you killing her. He does want to be the one who kind of does the deed, and he begins to back off and he kind of raises his hands and says, "Let her go. Let me finish her."
I say, what do we get in return?
The little girl outside about this time going, "Here comes the fun part." He says, "I will let one of you live."
Me?
How about this? I will trade you. You can kill this girl and that thing sitting on that throne, and the rest of us walk.
You can't kill me, remember?
Something starts to happen, Major, in this small. Oh, and he turns to you and he says, "Yes, but I can torture you."
Oh,
and
so
about
you...
this time, something starts to happen. Inside of your arms, Major, you hear the woman go from "oh god" to as she like lets out this evil laugh. Something starts to writhe from under her skin, as if it is going to break free. This kind of bulbous ping pong shaped thing, and it bonks out and it's an eye, and then another one bonks out another side and it's an eye, and it begins to break her apart and explodes out of your arms. And it is in fact a beholder, and simply because it is here, it's going to use 3 of its eye rays at random. Because the hell with it. It's here, and you hear, it looks to be, I don't think beholders really have gender, but it would definitely be a lady beholder if it was aware of its gender. Maybe it has like extra nice eyelashes or something on its giant eye in the center. And it blinks, and she turns with her teeth dripping right to this Nightwalker, and she says, "Ha, ha, if only they had left me alone long enough to eat you." And she's gonna cast the couple eye rays. So we're gonna do, let's see. The first one will be oh god, there's so many. A paralyzing ray. And she's gonna beam that right at Major. So Major, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. We're gonna start there.
18.
An 18 passes, so I was about to say, so that's good. That's a solid roll. Another one beams out, and it's gonna catch the 2 on the stairs. One goes to Ari. Ari, I also need you to make a Wisdom saving throw. Go. Oh, you don't make it. You guys see Ari just like,
okay,
and hit the ground in a forced sleep. And the next one goes to Nornan. I'm gonna need you to make a Dex saving throw.
Oh, why couldn't it have been Wisdom? Why?
Because that would be too easy.
A 16. You make it barely.
I jump over the prone form of Ari.
Yeah, you barely make it as the next beam like out another eye. It is going to simply join the turn order right after Major. That's the beholder. And
Major, what did you take out of the closet?
I grabbed the wrong woman. I'm sorry.
It happens to the best of us. Derek, it is your turn. Finally in the order. How do you want to proceed?
Obviously Darak wouldn't know this. I'm metagaming a little bit. Is Bluebeard inside the anti-magic cone? Beholder?
It would be technically inside the anti-magic cone.
I don't know that.
We don't know that.
No, I've never seen a beholder before.
Nope. But that being said, well, I guess it negates his annihilating aura. Gosh, it's really hard to have 2 very powerful. Yeah.
Oh shit!
I know they should be fighting each other, in my opinion.
Yeah,
They are
right,
wanted to eat him.
This situation is just chaos, right?
Oh, it's just chaos. It's sheer chaos at this point.
Does it seem like the kind of situation where I could just slip out the door and no powder there.
You need to make the stealth, but you still get the +10. You've not engaged with anybody directly yet.
Cool. It is a disadvantage, but with the +10 that could help. So 19.
So a 19.
Stealth.
You do manage to stealth to pretty much stealth out. I am gonna say. Okay.
Well,
I was about to say I'm going to quick. I need because the behold it has like what? How many eyes? It sees all things. This is gonna. If you beat his perception, okay. What did you roll, Derek, in total?
19. Total.
So yeah, it's not even noticed you. You're able to like slip out, but yeah.
How far away is the little girl from the doll's house? In like relative to me.
There's nobody on the. She's kind of on the opposite side of the room. So imagine like a bedroom, and she's got the bed, and she's laid out on the bed looking at this.
Right. So because I'm tiny, she's probably too far away for me to hit her with silence, isn't she?
I mean, you could try. She's staring right at. She'll see you come out the front door.
If I can hit her with silence, that would be amazing.
Give it a shot.
I think it's a. Oh no, there's no save. What's the range on it though? Range is 120 feet, and it creates a sphere of silence, 20-foot radius on a point I choose within range.
At your size, 120 feet is not very much, so you can't reach her with it. She just kind of looks on, batting her eyes, like, I can't wait for you all to die.
I'll just see, is there anything on this shelf table? It seems like could
no,
be
you can see that I was about to say, it drops off about 300 feet. It's like a round table, and it fits pretty perfectly on top of it. You can see from here, though, the house you left earlier. It still sits open. So Savinius looks to be snuggled in bed.
Can I get to it?
You can try to get off the table, because it's on the opposite side of the room on a shelf.
I think I'll just hide behind the house, behind the castle.
Yeah. You like run behind the castle and you're like, I'm just going to chill out here. I'm just going to...
I'm not feeling particularly... I don't fancy doing parkour today. It's alright.
So we move back around to the top, and it is now the Nightwalker's turn.
What about me?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Yeah, you're there. It actually is your turn in order. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So, nobody have... Actually, I want to roll... No. He was already revealed. God damn it. I just look at this movie, or whatever it was called. The one that we first got into fight with.
Yeah, Bluebeard?
Yeah. And just... Well, what about we two work together, since we're both servants of Bhaal?
Are you trying to persuade him?
Yep.
Roll the persuasion.
Ooh, persuasion. Yes.
And how wise is he?
20.
Pretty persuasive. So, I'll tell you this. So, what did you want the Nightwalker to do?
I just want me and him to work together.
I'm sorry, I lost that last part again. You're cutting out.
I just want to work together with him. Since we are working on the ball.
Okay. He kind of stops and steps back for a second as he takes in what you said. The beholder, though, turns around and stares right at you, putting you inside of its cone. It says, I don't work for Bhaal.
No, I'm not talking to you. She looks at the beholder.
The beholder. So, is there any...
How long is it away from me?
The beholder?
Yep.
It's about 30 feet or so.
How long could I throw a bag of sand at its eyes?
I mean, do you have a bag of sand?
Yep, a little bag of sand.
Okay. I mean, you're welcome to give it a shot. It's probably not enough sand unless you get closer to it. You have to step into it. And it actually, yeah.
I would like to wait. I will hold my action until I. Well, not hold.
Okay. You like want to wait till it gets closer?
I'm gonna hold my. Oh no, I can't use better. I'm gonna wait and see what he reacts with, if he accepts my offer of working together.
Okay, to work together to get Bhaal.
Yeah. No, No, not against Ball, but we're under Ball, are we? That's what I'm saying. Since we are working under Ball, me and the Bluebeard, we should work together. Most against the Beholder.
Okay.
Right
the Nightwalker, it is now his turn, and he looks at you and he says, I came here to serve him. He has betrayed me and given me as a child's toy. I like where you're at. He is, in fact, now on the other side of the Beholder because the Beholder turned around. He says, you and I can chat soon. Like to be finished them first. And turns and points at Nornan with this finger of doom. Nornan, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. There's that wisdom saving. Yep.
Is he casting it?
It is.
Is it innate or is it a spell?
Well, this looks like an action. They consider it an action, so it's probably innate to this creature. A nat 20! Yeah. Holy shit, you made it! Which is really good. And it goes, kind of like shakes its finger like it's broken, like, no! But you are still
I didn't like that.
So I still need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Because you're still in its, like, aura that it came out.
Crap. Alright. That's not as good.
You take another 13 points for simply being in its aura.
Oh man, you're really not great.
Yeah, he really stinks. I'm glad I'm not us.
Nornan is going to...
Wait, it gets a second turn.
Oh, good!
It's a second turn. Great! It actually reaches out while it's at it with its giant hand and attempts to make this enerving focus attack, which is basically like a swipe with its hand. Haha, I knew I was missing something.
Oh boy.
15 to hit? I'm not rolling very well.
A 15 will miss Nornan, who dodges up the steps.
Oh, good call on your part, man. You dodged a lot of damage on that roll, on that turn. And it is now Nornan's
turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did Nornan take your turn?
Wait, no, he's got the higher initiative bonus.
That's right. I'm sorry. You have the 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see it right here in front of me, written down. You know, no big deal. What do you do, Sabanas? You do actually see Derek run around the outside.
Oh, yeah. Good. I'm sleeping.
Just like, and you can see like from the inside of the castle, the like holes, there's like kind of black stuff coming out of it, and there's like pew, pew, like eye beams shooting out of, like, you can see the chaos from the inside, but no actual action. The little girl's getting more and more excited. She's set up now with her pillow.
I know, I'm getting excited now. I'm like,
Now it's Norman's turn.
Alright, so I took 13 points of damage from that attack, so I'm gonna roll concentration on my call lightning.
Another nat 20, holy cow!
Alright, so I didn't lose my spell. I'm gonna bring a lightning bolt down on the big monster creature. He needs a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Dex save.
Boy.
1.
Alright, so he'll take half of this damage. He'll take 10 points of lightning damage. And then Nornan says, "Where the hell's the halfling?" and runs up the stairs.
Yeah, you continue to like start running up the stairs. You're beginning to kind of get towards the top. We move right along then to Ari.
I love this.
I do believe I am asleep.
Correct, you are asleep. We turn over to Ari. She is snoring on the stairs. We move right along to...
In chat, she's half-elf, so the half-elf can't be slept.
Oh, no,
that's
that's only full elves. Half-elves can still. I'm pretty sure of. Because they don't have that meditate thing.
Somebody want to quick search that for me? I can't remember.
I can quickly do that. I've opened here...
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, yeah, ERP says it's true. That's actually true. So, Ari, though it is this powerful beholder and it, like, knocked you out into sleep, you, like, shake it off because you don't really sleep. And you manage to get up on your turn as your movement action, and you can still take another action if you want to.
No, they can still put to sleep.
No, they can't. Fey ancestry. You have advantage on saving throws
yeah.
against being charmed. Magic can't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so Fey ancestry says she is up.
Oh.
you know, we're gonna get the best of both worlds. Ari's gonna be kind of dozy, but awake, but very, very dozy and dopey.
Yep.
I'm not fully thinking really right now. She's going to take her apron and she's going to jump onto the back of the beholder and try and tie it round its neck as tight as possible.
Ari. Okay, here's what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need you to make an athletics check against him. It cannot be set prone. When you do this, oh man.
17?
Okay, at a 17, you do manage to mount the beholder. And gets this thing over its main eye. But its tentacly eyes are like flailing, and because you took an action against it, it's going to also take ray actions against you. I'm going to need the first one that shoots out, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Come on.
Oh, you made it. Okay, first one shoots out, no good. The second one shoots out. I need you to make a DC Constitution saving throw.
Oh gosh. I have no pluses to this.
Oh man, 17. A 17, you beat that too. I can't kill you guys to save my life. Well, the last one is a dex save, so I'm debating whether or not, so let's do it anyways. Dex, it's going to use the death ray on Ari. Make another dex save.
Oh no.
No! Ari! Ari!
Honk.
This is gonna make
Honey,
you cringe.
honk.
Oh.
You take 10d10 as a necrotic damage shoots from this eye and blasts through Ari's side, sucking every ounce of life from her. She slides off this bulbous beholder. I'm guessing that kills you?
Yeah, just a little bit of death.
A little. And you guys watch as Ari's limp body plops to the ground. It is now Major's turn.
So you're just unconscious, right?
Ari, yes,
Right,
you'll
she's
have a
just
couple
unconscious
chances to make some saving throws, yeah.
I will just look at my dead first wife or second wife or whatever wife, and I will. Is there any, like, because I'm like at the opposite side of the room. Is there the staircase on the other side too?
There's like a staircase that goes all the way up and around in a spiral.
But does it like come
and
down
then,
like two sides, or is it on one side only?
It literally follows the exterior loop of the building. It's hollow all the way up the top. So it
So
goes
am I like
around
stuck back here, or is there another room behind me?
There are no rooms that you can see on this floor. The only entrance and exit is out the main door or up the flight of stairs.
Okay, gotcha. I will use my familiar to. No, I'll just. Oh god. Okay, I want to talk. Well, okay, I'm just gonna run. So there's a beholder who's still facing me, right?
Correct. It was attacked by Ari, but yes, it's still facing you.
And then the shadow guy is like next to where Nornan was. Or where's he? Okay.
Yeah,
then
he's
I'm
over
gonna
by the stairs. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll try and run outside where my other wife went.
Okay. Yep.
And then as I do that, I will.
Here.
Right, I will bonus action and give Ari 2d6 with the healing light.
Okay, so you cast healing light on her as you try to kind of run from the space.
For 7.
7 points as Ari just kind of barely makes it back awake. You're bleeding out. It's burst a hole in your side, Ari. But you are, I guess, technically conscious?
Yeah. I'm using my action to dash to try and get as far as I can.
Yeah, you just like bolt out the door. The little girl sees you and says, "No running, no running," as you kind of come out the door.
I'll speed walk.
I love that. It now becomes, it's actually Kalisa's turn in order, and then it'll be Darren.
Okay. So, I stand up from a phone, right up to the hole and bag of sand just pull the sand out and just throw it in his eyes.
And the sand in the one big eye? I'm gonna need you, you're gonna need to make a dex, and it's actually, are you wanting to do it like a sleight of hand where it doesn't expect you coming?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need you to make a sleight of hand against its dex.
Not 20!
Holy shoot. It did not roll well. So you toss sand right in the eye of this. The rest of the eye is and you see it rear back, and as it does so, it too casts quite a lot of rays at you. It decides to cast the first one is a disintegration ray, so I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Can I do it on advantage because it's blind and can't see me?
The big eye can't see you, but his small ray eye can.
She has 8 eyes.
Dexterity?
Yep, dexterity, and then I'm also going to have you make a wisdom saving throw. Or no, excuse me, yeah. So a 12 does not make it. So let's start with the first one. So it casts disintegration ray on you. I say cast. And let's see. I believe that's some.
If it does more than 2 damage, I'm done.
Oh my god.
I want to 2 health.
Disintegrates you at 43. You guys watch this ray turn him basically to dust, and he drops to the ground. Another one down. But because it was attacked, it does have 3 other rays, and 2 other rays go off. 2 other disintegration rays. The only 2 people in the room are Dornan and Ari. And now that Ari's back up, I need both of you to also make dexterity saving throws.
God.
Oh, neither of you make it! I was gonna say, neither of you make it. Oh, gangarang. And you guys will also take this force damage. One of you, let's say Ari takes 31. I love killing players. It's just you don't get to do it that often. And 47 points for Norman as it disintegrates the rest of you in its anger rage. The interior of the room goes quiet. Derek and Major, you guys stand on the outside. It too goes quiet. And all of a sudden you see something happen. Derek, on your turn, the shadowy Nightwalker has followed you out and around the corner, and it peeks its head around and says, "No, running," as it points at you. It is your turn. very, very, very quickly.
I wasn't running, I was ambling. Thank you very much. Christ. I don't know what to do. Does it seem like an undead creature?
It is undead.
I'm gonna try and turn undead. Why not? It must make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. It's not very wise.
Oh, good.
16?
Oh, god damn it. Yeah, that succeeds.
Yeah, so what, you just stare at it in fear?
I just stare at it and then go, and I keep walking away from it.
I was about to say, it points its finger of doom at you on its turn. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Wisdom. That is a 9 total.
You will take 36 points of necrotic damage as it points at as this necrotic damage begins to wither you away. And it's about this time you hear the loud footsteps of somebody coming up, and the little girl goes, "Oh no, Daddy's coming!" And she says, "He wanted me to kill everybody." She runs over and grabs Major and the Nightwalker. The Nightwalker is significantly larger, and she begins banging the Nightwalker's head on the table. It's splattering everywhere. It rains down on the room. Savinius, you watch this from across the way, right?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this.
I was about to say, were there wild magic surges we missed? I'm sorry if there were.
There was one.
One?
They said
do you know who got it?
They said roll to see who got it.
You know what? We're gonna give it to Bhaal because it'll be easy. And why not? He's literally about to walk in the room. So 91-51. We'll get to that in a second.
Please, if you something to revive.
just bashing this Nightwalker's over and over. You can hear it wailing, its horns are breaking off, it's splattering everywhere. The Beholder comes out of the room as she has Major, really the only person left standing, in this hand. And she goes, "You're not mine!" And she begins to take the Nightwalker and smashing the Beholder with it. She begins beating this Beholder. It's kind of bouncing around. It's shooting off random rays. They kind of ping into her, and she's like now trying to smash her head. "Stop talking! Daddy's coming!" And she just wipes the whole castle to the side. Throws Major across the room. He smashes into the house that Savinius is sitting in. And right as the door clicks open, let me open this link really quick and run this number through, because I want to know what happens to Bhaal.
In this region, hail has been falling for 2d4 days.
Okay. Hail has been falling. Out of the sky, I don't know why, comes these chunks of ice for Savinius. You can hear them hitting the roof of the house as it begins hailing on you in your little doll wonderland. And Bhaal comes bursting in the door as the little girl runs at the last moment, hands and face covered in the blood of her enemies and her toys. As she curls up and she tries to pretend that she's asleep. And Savinius, you hear the booming voice of Bhaal as he comes in. He says, "I know you are awake, little one. Did you kill them?" And she says, "Yes, Daddy, I promise." And she shows her bloody hands. And he says, "Good. As long as all their souls are in the vat. Next week, I will ascend." And that is where we end today's episode.
No!
Yes, I'm still alive! Yes!
I don't know.
12 hit points.
That was my only goal, was to still be alive. That was my only goal.
I was about to say, hanging out in the dollhouse is in fact a viable option in Bhaal's Dominion. It got a little out of hand there with the Beholder at the end. That wasn't how I planned on killing all of you, but you know, that works. That works. So I would like to
come
at plus 10 stealth, and then pass out trace gets you another 10, so 20.
Right, so you're just hanging out. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's go around to all of you. Tell us how you felt and liked today's game. If you had a favorite moment or something, we always love to hear that. And where we can find you online, because of course all the viewers out there may want to follow you on the social medias and hear more about all the cool stuff you do. So I'm actually gonna go backwards this time. Drake in Zuru, your turn.
Well, you can find me on my channels once I start soon again. Get better internet. I don't know when. But else, on every Wednesday, you can find me over on Shadow Roning's channel, where I play Dead by Daylight with him.
Oh, nice, cool. Very cool. And it was great to have you back, as always. You're always there in chat, and it's always nice to see your face on screen and roll dice with you, man. So thanks for coming back and hanging with us.
I didn't get my Patreon ball.
Not yet. Your soul still exists, though your physical form may not.
So
and Evan.
Sure. Thanks for letting me play, guys. It was fun. I have 2 dead wives or 1 wife and alive. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm alive. But yeah, you can find me at
no one is
at Evan France on Twitter, and my Twitch is the same thing. I used to stream a lot more back in the day, but not so much anymore. But yeah, I had a good time. Thanks for running the game.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for being here. It's always a blast to meet new people and roll dice. That's why I do this thing. Miss Briggs.
Hi, yeah. So my favorite part was turning into a shark and talking to the sharks about spoiled dwarves. So that was really fun. But you can find me. I usually play every other Saturday on Power Score RPGs games. We did the Tomb of Annihilation, and we're doing a bunch of Chult stuff over there. And also, every other Sunday, I run games on my Twitch channel, JEBriggs79. We're doing second half of Wrath of Waterdeep this week. And I do some Call of Cthulhu every other Tuesdays on my channel for fun with some friends. So that's usually what I'm doing.
My goodness, you sound busy. Well, check her out. Go check out all that, because that's everything she said I want to go watch. So you should go watch it. And Potato Hollow, how are ya?
You can find me at Kindled Hollow on Twitch, or Twitter, and then Potato Hollow on Twitch. I am starting a campaign. they're going to start at level 4. It's tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be really fun. And I'm also in a series of one-shots on Friday. Archdevil Road 2 is DMing that, and then on Monday in the afternoon, 7:30 starts at 7. Oh yeah, the Friday thing starts at 8. The Monday thing starts at 7:30. The Monday thing is I'm in a campaign. Archdevil Road 2 is also DMing that, but the Friday thing is my thing, and I'm going to be first time ever DMing, and it's going to be.
Ooh,
I don't know how it's going to go, but it's going to go.
I'm sure it will go
tomorrow.
smashing. We're all rooting for you, man. Well, thanks for coming to hang out and roll dice. Make sure you check that out. And, a first-time DM needs a lot of love from an audience, so now you know where to find him. And let's move to our regular guest, Pangalactic.
Hello, that was super fun, as always. I never know where you're going to go with these things, and I always love it. It's great.
Me either.
You can find me... You can find me on Twitter as Pangalactic. I run a D&D website called Loot the Room. I'm in a band called Dead Throne that you can listen to. I'll drop some links in the chat below. Thanks for having me again. It's always great.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, the mother of the ball spawn, Madame Gandalf.
Oh, Lordy. Chelsea, I keep wondering, what are you going to hit me with each week now? I have now met, multiple versions of myself, demon spawn from myself, and then a grown-up demon spawn from myself. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I live to be killed. So, thank you.
Well, that's
so
good. It's been a while
much,
since we've had some really good deaths. So, no, of course. And I love playing with you guys. So I'm Little Red Dot. This is the Trials of Bhaal, which is just a homebrew setting that I created to run the viewer game here on ERP. I play a lot of tabletop RPGs. I'm now writing a lot of modules and games as well. So there are tons of different places you can find me. The easiest way to keep up with my schedule and all the places that I play is to follow me on Twitter under little_red_dot. I also have my own Twitch channel where I do everything. Like yesterday, I did my cosplay build out for my upcoming Vampire the Masquerade game. So I do that kind of stuff. I'm kind of a variety streamer, I guess, in that on my own channel. But I also run Sunday Fun Days and the works. So make sure to follow me in both places so you can stay up on what it is that I am doing and up to. And I also recently launched a Patreon. So if you want first access to all the writing that I'm doing.
Though. I'm really hoping they don't die in session. Because I actually have that possibility. They don't know that yet.
I guess you'll just have to come back and tell us all about it. So thank you all so much for tuning in today to the viewer game here on Encounter Roleplay, The Trials of Bhaal. Make sure to hit up those killer sponsors, again, Wayland Games, for all your minis that you need, and Fantasy Grounds, which is the lovely virtual tabletop of choice that we used today. And of course, since, our D&D sex icon's not here, I guess I'm just going to have to step in today and tell you all to try not to roll too many nat ones, because we all want to be there laughing when you do. See y'all guys next week. Bye.
I'll roll plenty of nat ones today.